Hi, everyone. Ronnie Wald along with Eric Lee. We're here at Lancaster Baptist for the final regular season game of the year. Eric, we're ready to go.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a great night for football, Ronnie.
Both teams are now getting ready on the field. We've already had the coin toss, and it looks like it's there. The Cardinals are going to receive. So glad you're with us here on the network on a blustery night here in Lancaster, California. Eric providing great commentary in just a moment once we get all set up. As we said, temperatures tonight in the 60s. Can you believe it? Here's the kickoff from Lancaster Baptist to the white-clad Cardinal team. It's going to go out of bounds and come back at the 20-yard line. So Eric Lee, here we are, and well, just off the seat of our pants, a game that has a lot of meaning for both teams.
Absolutely. An opportunity to split a league championship, an opportunity to guarantee a playoff berth. A lot on the line tonight.
And moreover, the fact is there's no more games after this one, but for your sake, and you are an employee of Lancaster Baptist, you're happy to say, you're happy to believe that your team is going to go to the postseason no matter what happens tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here we go.
All right, live action. Here we go, as Eric noted, with the Cardinals. The handoff, straight up the middle, loose ball. Just like that. The hot potato syndrome, Eric, because right there, loose ball. But fortunately for the Cardinals, they were able to fall on it.
You know, Jude Patton was able to fall on that ball after the fumble there by Rappley. And it could have been an early moment in that game that could have really changed things momentum-wise.
Their quarterback, and I know you can pronounce his last name because Rappley, is that correct?
Rappley.
Rappley.
We got the Rappley brothers.
I don't want to get it wrong for the parents because Rappley is an outstanding quarterback duo, but mainly Caden, the one, is leading the league in so many offensive categories. Now there's a sweep on the right side. Ball carrier makes it up to around the 28. One more thing, I'm really depending on you tonight because the scoreboard gives me, well, the time and the score, but that's about it.
Absolutely. That was Eli Doom on the carry, picked up positive yardage, brings up a huge third down early on in this football game.
Again, if you're just joining us, Ronnie Wald, along with Eric Lee, and watching them out there, they talk about the 8-man game. We're only on an 80-yard field, and it gets a lot of duration. But after we go through this play, I'd like to explain that they have the same hits out there, same speed as regular 11-man football.
Absolute. QB keeps it.
He'll take it right now. He's got the handoff. Well, he held on to it himself, in fact, and past the 30-yard line.
Good for a
and
Cardinals.
So it's just like your squad. I wanted to mention you've got brothers on Lancaster Baptist as there are brothers on the Cardinals.
Yeah, we got the Langley brothers for the Eagles, also the Banuelos brothers for the Eagles, the Paularosa brothers for the Eagles, and we got the Rappley brothers for Santa Clarita Christian. Big first down early on in the game there.
Taking it now at the 31-yard line from the left hash mark, barking off signals, and now the pitch over to the ball carrier will take it on the right side, spun and knocked out of bounds, and good coverage that time with the big D for Lancaster Baptist, and I don't mean Dallas.
That's right. Eli Doom getting the action again there. Santa Clarita's kept it on the ground so far early. We'll see if they look to go to the air. They've got a great passing attack, so we'll see what they come with here.
They're coming off 2 straight victories. Unfortunately for Lancaster Baptist, they lost last week. And if you look at the disparity of points for and points against, Lancaster Baptist has dominated opponents except last week.
Yeah, tale of two halves last week in Canoga Park at Faith Baptist.
In fact, they scored 42, their opponent, in the second half last week. Rappley has it right now, takes it himself, quarterback keeper, big gain on the right side, pushed out of bounds, and ultimately gets past the 40, around the 38-yard line.
Caden Rappley's legs have been a big factor so far early on. That puts them over midfield. We'll see what happens here. The Eagles maybe expected a little heavier pass game, and the Cardinals have kept it on the ground early.
That was a first down, by the way.
Yeah.
And again, that's not on the scoreboard, so we're so glad. Again, Eric's here, and I'll keep an eye on it the best I can. One more thing, Santa Clarita, really a proud story. They don't really have their own field like Lancaster Baptist. They have to lease fields throughout the Santa Clarita Valley, and so they're here on heart and soul.
Yeah, Coach Austin Fry's done a great job with this ball club. Going under center here.
Rappley has it. The pitch out, takes it one more time. making his move, spinning like a whirling dervish out there. That was Eli Dum.
Yeah.
It's D-U-H-M.
Doom, yeah. Eli Doom and Marcos DePalarosa on the tackle there. Very short, minimal gain. It's the first kind of positive play defensively for the Eagles outside of that fumble on the opening drive, so we'll see what happens here.
Eli, 525 yards this year and has 11 touchdowns.
You know, Santa Clarita has not put it in the air yet. We'll see what they do here. But the Eagles, I'm sure, have been surprised maybe to see a heavier ground attack than they expected on film.
Rapoli was now working from a shotgun here at the 8:45 mark of the first quarter. No score. He's got a powerful arm. Let's see if he uses it. Now he does throw it down to, again, Doom, who can't quite make the grab.
Yeah, Michael Averbeck was in coverage there. It brings up a huge third down early on in this football game right at midfield. Opportunity for one of these teams to take momentum.
Clock at 6:36, at 8:36 that is, and wanted you to illuminate the 8-man game.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got a lot more space to work with when you take 3 players off the field, both sides. Typically a lot higher scoring of ball game, an opportunity to really spread the defense out, and if you can make 1 or 2 guys miss, got a chance to take it to the house.
All right, working it with a first down at now, or check that, third down?
Yep, big play here.
Just go ahead and chime in if I'm wrong. Depending on you. And what a great gain that
picked
time.
It up.
All the way up to the 25.
Yeah, Caden Rapoli's legs have been the biggest factor in this first drive. His arms maybe got most of the credit, but his legs have been a huge factor so far in this game.
So I take it in the heritage, Rapoli, well known.
Yeah, absolutely. Great player. The whole Rapoli family. I think we've got 3 Rapolis on the sideline tonight.
A prodigious family, not unlike the good folks over there at Lancaster Baptist. And we're going to see tonight one of the brothers taking over tonight, right?
Yeah, you got Peyton Langley, quarterback in the Eagles.
6:03 on this, the first quarter clock. Ronnie Wald along with Eric Lee. Eric has great expertise. He's the principal right here at Lancaster Baptist.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we go. One
Empty
more
set.
time. The rollout, looking for space. He now runs the football. He does that with great ability and gets a gain maybe of 4 or 5.
Austin Yarbrough did a pretty good job of making him go laterally there instead of going north and south, but still picked up some positive yardage.
On the rush, he's picked up 400 yards, but he's been remarkable in terms of passing, well over 1,000 yards this year. So total yardage, you put them together, you're talking about 1,572 on the part of Rapoli this year.
And it's not hard to figure that out watching this first drive. It's been all Rapoli. We got trips right here, single wide out left. We'll see what happens. Just 3 linemen here for the Cardinals.
And you think with a more narrow field it would be less scoring, but it's high-octane offense in the 8-man game. Here's the throw up the middle, right through Doom's fingers, the buttery potato syndrome, and they're going to end up right now, I believe, with second down.
Yeah, we got a first penalty flag as well. We'll see what happens here.
We have an opportunity now. It's one of my favorite parts of the broadcast. Let's send it over to Tiff, who'll do her rendition of Tiff on the Town right on the sideline. Take it away, Tiff.
Well, thank you, Ronnie, for those amazing words. Yes, this is Tiffany from Tiff on the Town. As my amazing commentators, Ronnie and Eric, said, it is a chilly night here at Lancaster Baptist School. The weather forecast is calling for a mid-60 degrees with wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. As a former University of Hawaii graduate, I will definitely be bundled up tonight, even though some people may describe this as perfect football weather. Tonight's game will be an exhilarating game, to say the least, with both teams having a record of 6-2. Whoever wins this game will determine who will essentially be in the driver's seat for the conference title. While speaking to LBH's staff earlier today, they really discussed that these young men have put in a lot of work and were extremely diligent to make sure that they get the win tonight, but they know it will not be a cakewalk. Santa Clarita Christian is definitely hoping after this long drive up the hill that they will make sure that they get the win and get the conference title. Back to you, Ronnie and Eric.
Back to live action as Rapoli then
his favorite
time with a laser shot and a completion for the Cardinals of Santa Clarita.
His favorite target, Eli Doom, again there. Eli Doom has been a big factor on this first drive for the Cardinals. Got another big third down early on in this football game. 3rd and about 3 here in Eagles territory.
And I noticed in the 8-man game, there's a lot of switching off and a lot of opportunities for one player to have many roles.
Yeah, a lot of guys playing both ways, even special teams. 4 wideouts here for the Cardinals. We'll see if he keeps it or if he throws it.
From the 19, Rapley does throw it, and into the waiting hands, an interception for Lancaster Baptist.
Peyton Langley on the interception. The quarterback for the Eagles makes the interception on defense. He typically doesn't like to hear interceptions associated with his name, but they're on defense. Peyton Langley off the tip ball makes the play. Huge moment here for the Eagles early on in this game.
So opportunity now, an early Christmas gift here at Lancaster Baptist with 7:04 to go here in the first quarter. By the way, Coach Alvarez told me before the game we have a bunch of selfless players who will fill in to make this team happen.
And they're going to need it, Ronnie, because the week 1 backfield for the Eagles, quarterback Wyatt Langley, running back Sammy Flores, both out with injury. It's going to be some young guys making big plays for the Eagles.
All right, here's the handoff on the left side, and not much at all, maybe a gain of 1.
Marcos DePalarosa was on the carry there, a really host of Cardinals in on the tackle. The ball did come out, Ronnie, but he's saying he was down first. Official signaled down on the field before the fumble.
And Eric, I'm crestfallen because I really wanted to see Sammy Flores.
Yeah, Sammy's had a fantastic year. He's led this team in rushing. He's been their best playmaker all year. They'll have him back soon, but no Sammy Flores tonight for the Eagles.
Do you feel no Sammy Flores for the postseason?
I think he'll be back. I think tonight's precautionary more than anything.
Second down, and I believe 8.
Yeah, we got Emilio Patterson there in the backfield. Marcos DePalarosa at fullback.
All right, here's
Marcos
the
on the
handoff straight up the middle. Nothing technical or fancy about it, just good old smash mouth football and a gain of 2.
I think the biggest factor so far on this drive, the defensive line for the Cardinals has really not allowed the Eagles to get any lanes, any space. It's 3rd and about 6 here. We'll see if Lancaster puts it in the air on 3rd down early here.
Also, Coach Alvarez told me that he said, win or lose, we're in the playoffs regardless. That's kind of anticlimactic, but to create a story, it's an actual story that they're playing right now for a co-championship in the Heritage.
Yeah, absolutely. The Cardinals win, and they win it outright. The Eagles win, and they split it.
With the ball spotted, what do you say?
I'd say it's right at the 12-yard line. Eagles own 12.
All right. Taking out the quarterback.
Langley's going to throw.
He steps back under intense pressure. Now he scrambles, looking for his own space, and finally brought down.
Didn't have really anything there. Did a good job to avoid negative yardage, but the Eagles are going to be in punt territory here, probably punting out of their own end zone here on their first drive.
So the Langley brothers, Wyatt and Peyton is the youngster of the two, and he's out there in one of the biggest games of the year.
Absolutely. Wyatt, his older brother, quarterbacked this team for the last several years. Broke his leg just a few weeks ago. Peyton has stepped in. He's done a great job, but this is a big moment tonight for him. Ethan Cox will look to punt it away for the Eagles here. He's done a tremendous job punting all year. He's got a great leg. We'll see if that can play a factor here.
I love that distinctive gray uniform with the white lettering. Those are the Eagles of Lancaster Baptist. And, of course, the Cardinals. The Cards are in white and red. It's birds of prey. Well, not really a cardinal, but they're still, again, fighting it out tonight here at Lancaster Baptist High.
Great boot.
End over end kick. Takes a decided Baptist bounce, and it's still rolling. Look at that, Eric. All the way back there. They finally
inside
touch
the 10.
At around the 10.
Inside the 10. He literally flipped the field. He punted from almost his own end zone, and now the Cardinals will almost start in their own end zone. Huge special teams play early on in this game.
So the 8-man gain is exemplified, and I'll say L28 did not walk away from the 8-man game. This is our 3rd broadcast showing the pride.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that was a huge play in this game. We'll see what happens here, but opportunity there for the Cardinals to have great field position. Ethan Cox flips the field with his best punt maybe of the year there.
And Rapoli now in the jackpot behind the 8-ball, so to speak. He'll be back in his own end zone right now, however, 1st and 10. Let's see what he can do with it. The magician Rapoli will take it by his lonesome. He's got it, and then they've got him.
Austin Yarbrough there in on the play again. Both times he's come his way, Austin's done a good job of preventing any further damage. Just a minimal gain there for Rapoli.
By the way, both teams at 6-2. As for Lancaster Baptist, 3-1 in the Heritage. Again, that first unfortunate loss last week. As for Santa Clarita, they've run the table in league 3-0.
Absolutely, and really an opportunity last week for the Eagles to make this a winner-take-all type of game. They struggled in the second half against Faith Baptist, but they've looked good here. Defensively struggled in the second half last week. Defense has been really good here early, limiting the ground game.
So even though they've scored a lot of points this year, this may be a defensive struggle tonight. We'll find out.
Empty backfield again for Rapley.
So he'll be all by himself. He'll either throw it or run it. He does want to throw it on the flat. It's picked off. He's got it. He'll waltz in for the first score of the ball game.
Peyton Langley
Baptist breaks the ice.
Peyton Langley again. Peyton Langley, the Eagles quarterback, taking it away twice now from the Cardinals. A huge moment for number 21 sophomore Peyton Langley. Pick 6 to the house.
You got to love the 8-man game again. The ability to contribute not only offensively but defensively. Thank you, Peyton Langley. And it's 6-0. And let's see, do they have a capable kicking crew, or will they go for the 2-point conversion?
Really good kicker. Ethan Cox told me this week, Coach, I'm good from 45 if they need me. So he's been perfect on the year from PAT. I expect him to be good here. Sammy Flores is typically the holder, so Peyton will hold. We'll see if that's a factor.
But the pervasive breeze is continuing. It's behind him right now. Should aid him. Oh, that one was blocked. He tries to jump on top of it to keep of course, Cardinal from going the other way with it and scoring. So just a mix-up that time.
Yeah, it looked like the hold was where the issue came. Once again, you got a new holder, Sammy Flores, who's out tonight with injury. Typically your holder. Peyton is the holder here. Struggled to get it down for Ethan to even be able to get a kickoff.
All right. So, as I noted, they broke the ice. 6-0 Lancaster Baptist, and we'll be right back. Okay, tell us when. Tell us when, thank you. And here's the kickoff after a 6-0 score. Again, the score by Lancaster Baptist, the home squad. And that kick will go out of the end zone. They'll come back with the touchback, bring it to the 20.
Ethan Cox continues to showcase his leg early on in this game. Both kickoffs have gone into the end zone. The punt nearly went into the end zone. Every time it's touched Ethan Cox's foot, it's been a good result for the Eagles. Okay, so we've got empty set here again for the Cardinals. 2 wideouts right, 2 wideouts left. Rapley's going to keep it on the ground, though. He's got a chance to pick up yardage here. He's got the first and more. Marcos DePolarosa drags him out of bounds, but not until Caden Rapley picks up the first down. His legs continue to be the biggest difference maker for the Cardinals right now. Caden Rapley continues to be a huge factor in this game with his
welcome
legs.
Back.
We'll see if the Eagles
Ronnie
adjust
Wald
here.
How are we coming through there? Great. Back to live action. Thank you, Eric, for filling in. Went down on the mic. A quick throw on down and out pattern.
Ball's loose.
Oh, lost the football. Loose ball. Looks like the Eagles have recovered right in front of us.
Eagles ball.
Yes.
Eagles ball.
Recovered by the Eagles.
Swarming Eagle defense. Very impressive, Eric Lee. That time they were on top of the receiver and able to force the fumble.
Ronnie, the story of this football game undoubtedly so far is turnovers. The Cardinals have turned it over all 3 times that they've touched it. That time it was Eli Doom. Eli picked up the first, but as he was trying to pick up more yardage, an Eagle came in from behind, knocked it loose, and it was the kicker there, Ethan Cox, on the recovery.
3:16 to go here in the first. Already the Eagles have broken through, and right now the Cardinals on the road, making the long, laborious trip up the 14 here, is finding themselves behind.
3
right
turnovers.
in front of us, ball spotted at the 39. Peyton's got it. Here's the handoff. He's got the football with a gain that's going to make it all the way up, I would say, to the 34-yard line, but we got a late flag.
Yeah, it's going to be on the Eagles, and it's going to be a holding call.
So the Eagles, the offending party that time with the holding violation. and they'll be walking backwards in just a moment.
Ronnie, I think the biggest factor for the Eagles offensively will be the play of the offensive line. It's by far their youngest group. Santa Clarita looks to have a size advantage, an experience advantage on the defensive line. Can the Eagles offensive line hold up tonight will be the biggest factor for them offensively.
All right. Here we go one more time with Peyton. Right over the center with an eye backfield behind him.
Got
2:53 to go. On the ground, they keep it, burning up that clock. And there's that pervasive wind. Look at Old Glory on its staff. It must be at least a 50 to 20 mile an hour gust. Now at it looks like an easterly, southeasterly angle.
Folks may remember just a few weeks ago we said there wasn't a whisper of wind here in the Antelope Valley. That did not last long. We've got a gusty night, beautiful temperature, beautiful evening, but the wind could play a role here.
It can make an appearance at any time in this high desert.
Absolutely.
2:20 to go. 6-0 Lancaster Baptist. One more time, barking out signals Langley. Now the pitch out. He's got the ball carrier. He'll make his way all the way to the 40 that time.
Emilio Patterson was on the carry. That was Rapley and Wyatt Shields on the tackle. Little option football there from the Eagles.
I love it. It reminds me of something back where you come from, Oklahoma,
the
baby.
Wishbone, the wishbone.
Oh, the wishbone there.
Absolutely.
And
J.C. Watts, Jamel Holloway.
It's all in the Midwest of America.
That's right. Barry Switzer and Tom Osborne would like that call. Third down here. We'll see if the Eagles go to the air. The right at midfield, but 3rd and 11 here.
All right, let's see how they will approach it right now. I don't see the down marker, but he still steps back under intense pressure, and then it was blocked. He had nowhere to go with it, and that big guy was in there and all over him.
Ronnie, we're not at the end of the first yet, but some storylines are clearly developing here. For the Eagles on defense, they've been able to force turnovers, and that's been a huge factor. They've forced 3 early turnovers. But for the Cardinals, by far the biggest factor in this game has been their defensive line play. Defensive line play from the Cardinals is wreaking havoc in the Eagles' backfield. Offensive line having a hard time holding up. They'll have to punt again here.
Okay, the punting unit out one more time. In what is developing to be a defensive stalwart battle here.
Exactly what we thought, huh?
It is. Uh-oh, he just barely got that off. 18 was in on the play again. One bounce, and now the punt return specialist brings it out. Makes his move around the right side. Oh, he has opening. Yes, he does past midfield, and he remains on his feet until he's dragged down past the 30 around the 26.
Redemption for Eli Doom. Doom turned it over right around midfield trying to make a play on the last drive. Here he flips the field. Cox with a great punt, but he really out-punted the coverage there maybe a little bit, and an opportunity for Eli Doom to take advantage, and he did. He puts it into Eagles territory, spotted inside the 30 here of the Eagles. Great field position for Santa Clarita.
And Doom truly is a revelation tonight, coming through repeatedly, and he has so many skills.
Yeah, absolutely. He and Caden Rapley have been dominant on offense for the Cardinals, but turnovers, we'll see if that continues to plague them. That's been the only problem they've had.
Rapley now working from a shotgun, and we only have 1:17 to go. Here's the handoff. Good gain up the middle that time, and it looked like it was number 7, Mason Rapley. So there's the brother duo.
Yeah, the brothers were in the backfield
Not
together.
unlike the Langley boys.
That's exactly right. That was the handoff from Caden to Mason, and both of them obviously huge factors. Mason, interestingly enough, only a freshman, so I know they had a few injuries on their side, and he stepped in and done a great job for them as well.
All right, inside 1 minute to go, 50 seconds to be exact. Again, 6-0 Eagles of Lancaster Baptist. Rapley dangerous at any moment, any given moment. And now movement on the line, a plethora of flags coming from the sky.
Looks like their early signals offside is on the Eagles.
I was checking out the different sizes of the brothers, Langley, Wyatt, of course, and his brother Peyton, and it's a disparity of about 60 pounds.
Yeah.
If he'll catch up, he's 2 classes behind him.
Absolutely. He'll
If
be
he'll
hitting
catch
the
up
weight room
and
himself.
replicate his older brother.
Brings up a really short second down opportunity here for the Cardinals.
2nd and 5, and there's the big pickup. There's your
Ball's
first down.
loose.
Oh, he
Another
loses
one.
the handle again.
Another one.
Recovered by the Eagles. The sharp Eagle talons were right there to grab it one more time. What is going on tonight with this Cardinal team?
Ronnie, I don't know what to say about this. The first 2 drives of the game, Peyton Langley intercepts the football. The next 2 drives of the Cardinals, it's Ethan Cox on the fumble recovery. 2 players for the Eagles with 2 turnovers here in this first quarter. Turnovers continue to be the storyline for the Cardinals on offense.
Siblings at war here at Lancaster Baptist. 16 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It remains 6-0. And now, this time, it's the Eagles with the football.
Polarosa in motion.
Wyatt with it, man in motion, and the handoff only a gain of 1 or 2, or maybe not even that, off tackle.
It's going to end the first quarter, and once again, the storylines are very clear. The Cardinals' defensive line is making it very difficult for the Eagles to get any traction with the running game.
That's the end of the first quarter, everybody. Excitement, a profound excitement, bringing you the final regular season game of the year. And good for Lancaster Baptist. They're the ones up 6-0. We'll be right back. So glad you're with us.
All premium beef hot dogs, bacon cheeseburgers, nachos and cheese, fresh popcorn, cotton candy available at the concession stand. Hot chocolate is available, folks. Hot chocolate available at the concession stand. All proceeds go to LBS Athletics.
Lancaster, at the end of the first quarter, Lancaster Baptist is leading 6-0 to Santa Clarita Christian. To say that this game is starting off with a fight is an understatement. These seniors have come out sharing their testimonies during senior night, and I think the Holy Spirit's giving them power and strength to come out strong. With already 2 fumble recoveries and an interception by Lancaster Baptist, I can't see it going wrong with a win tonight for LCB. Back to you.
Along with the talented principal. Wow, we've got the top guy, the head honcho, the CEO of Lancaster Baptist, a longtime chemistry teacher, and now you're in administration full-time.
Absolutely. Taught chemistry for 7 years and now in the office full-time.
So as a chemistry teacher, it'll tell you all about colliding molecules. How about the colliding players out there on the field?
A lot of kinetic energy. The Eagles' ground game, though, again, Ronnie, struggling to create any pass. 2 big factors there. Of course, the star number 20, Sammy Flores, not being in there is playing a huge factor. But really, the offensive line unable to create any sort of traction, momentum, no lanes to run through. It's another big 3rd and long here for the Eagles.
And you know the old adage, defense creates offensive opportunities, and could never be more true than the first quarter here for Lancaster.
Absolutely, and I know they've got to be kicking themselves. They haven't been able to capitalize on those turnovers except for the pick 6 by Langley.
All right, with the football right now, Langley looking. He's in his own end zone. The throw was too low. Went right through the fingers of the intended receiver.
Ethan Cox was the intended receiver. We've seen him a lot with 2 fumble recoveries, with punting the ball for the Eagles, and he's going to be punting out of his own end zone again here.
A real dilemma. And you know what? I've done games in Washington in driving rain and sleet and snow and everything. So Californians do seem to complain, but this is a cold enough evening, and I think it has affected the receivers.
Absolutely, and we'll see if it continues to be a factor. Here's the punt. It's a pretty good one, but it's trailing out of bounds. Going to be where
it goes up as a souvenir in the stands. And over there, the larger stands, that's the Eagle faithful, right?
Absolutely. You've got the home crowd over there. A lot of them still at the concession stand, probably looking for some hot chocolate, Ronnie.
And Eric, this campus is more than the school you're principal of. There is also a Baptist college here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tony Brown Memorial Field is on the campus of Lancaster Baptist School, Lancaster Baptist Church, and West Coast Baptist College. There's a lot that happens on this campus on a daily basis.
6-0 Lancaster Baptist. We're in the early stages of this, the second quarter.
I should have mentioned Kids Corner Preschool as well. They'd like that shout out.
Well, just driving around here, it seemed like an oasis right here in the desert. What a lovely layout. And we're due east of Lancaster. Do you know how many miles from downtown, from our L28 headquarters?
Yeah, about 4 miles, Ronnie.
Okay. Now with the football and just being brought down, and there, was that a flag? Yeah, there they are. It flew in like a dying quail. Late hit.
So he's signaling face mask. So that was a great play there by sophomore number 55, Isaiah Banuelos. A big early play for him, but it does look like the early indication is going to be face mask on the Eagles. Oh,
there's no penalty flag.
Flag's been waved off. Huge play.
All right. So the officials will just let him play. But, boy, we've never seen a season so dominated again, by the flag. It just seems to me the officials are very involved, and particularly last week we had, unfortunately, a Lancaster high school player went down with a broken leg.
Wow.
And it just seems the officials have always said, could we have done more? Could we have prevented that?
Absolutely. Great field position here for the Cardinals. It's second and long. Got two receivers right, one left. Got both Rapleys in the backfield here. Caden looking to receive the snap.
Brothers working together, and as noted, Caden does have it. Under intense pressure himself, they're swarming him. Where will he go? And they bring him down with a nice big sack.
Ronnie, I think the Eagles defensive line has taken a little offense to the praise we've been giving the Cardinals defensive line. So that was both Emilio Patterson and Austin Yarbrough in that time. Huge play, third and long here for the Cardinals. They haven't been able to get that passing attack in gear. They've been great all year through the air, but a little slow here to start.
And welcome back to live action right now as the Cardinals, they're the ones that are most definitely threatening. And let's see right now how they're going to work out of it and make it happen at the 25. Here's the throw. He's going for all the marbles that time, but threw it over the head of the intended receiver.
Absolutely. That was Samuel Bauer, or Wyatt Shields, the intended receiver. We're gonna kick it over to Tiffany on the sideline.
One of our favorite guest commentators, Eric, is also the principal of Lancaster Baptist High School, and something that he highlighted that's unique of this game tonight is that it's the battle of two Christian schools. It was so exciting to hear the young men yell at each other on the field, not just do better, but don't play for yourself, play for God. It's inspiring to see that these young men care more about being just great players on the field, but being great men of Christ.
Back to live action. Welcome back. Rappley, that time the throw on the right side. Open receiver and right through his hands.
Wow, that was fourth
so
down.
That time, the first time he overthrew the receiver. This time he was right on the money, and the blame goes to the receiver that time.
That was intended for Eli Doom. That was a game-breaking play potentially for the Cardinals. That was 4th and 12. Had Eli Doom in the end zone. Great throw by Caden Rappley. Eli Doom just unable to bring that in. It's going to be a turnover on down and give the ball to the Eagles.
So the Eagles can be enthused and excited about that stop. They've got it right now, and they're finding themselves at their own, 23.
Yeah, so not a turnover there for the Cardinals, except it was a turnover on down. So that continues to be a big factor in this game.
9:41 to go in the second. Again, the Eagles of Lancaster Baptist up 6-0, looking to throw. Instead, he's going to run the football. He's taking it by himself and then ends up out of bounds. That was just a quarterback inventing that time, Eric Lee, that time making it happen on his own.
Ronnie Payton's made some great plays defensively, 2 early interceptions, including 1 for a touchdown, but that may have been his best play of the night, and here's why. He made a great decision not to throw the football there. He had nothing in the receiving game, kept it, used his legs, and picked up almost 9 there on first down. Really smart, heady play by the young sophomore.
The 6-foot, 160-pound sophomore, Peyton Langley. By the way, they're without Flores, and he's an important spark plug on this team.
Yeah, you can't say enough about what the Eagles are doing. A little shorthanded. Marcos DePalarosa on the direct snap.
Take it by himself one more time.
Going to be good for a first down.
Marcos DePalarosa on the carry.
So with the first down, and so far, not only if I had the numbers, I'm just going to do, they call it unofficial stats. Unofficially, they're dominating the time of possession, and they're dominating the first downs so far in this ballgame.
Absolutely, and what was really nice to see there for the Eagles is finally a little momentum in the running game, probably their best push up front of the night. You got to think they're feeling really good about how they're playing defensively. That momentum's starting to translate offensively here on this stretch.
A W tonight gives the Eagles of Lancaster Baptist the co-championship in the Heritage. Now Peyton, and I'm not talking about Manning, but Peyton has a lot of pride out there for Lancaster Baptist, and that was deflected and incomplete.
Unsurprisingly, another huge play by the defensive line of the Cardinals. We need to give those guys a shout out on the defensive line. They're led by number 10, Weston Roosh, alongside him number 19, Caleb Schaefer, and number 52, Noah Butler. Those 3 young men are playing a fantastic game up front for the Cardinals.
2 outstanding teams, 2 outstanding schools, really exemplifying outstanding values.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's been a wonderful game so far. A little less offense than maybe we expected, but a really great game.
6:57 remaining here in the second. 6-0. Peyton's has it right now.
Oh.
Loses again the handle and fell on it, or it would have been trouble.
Emilio Patterson was able to recover that fumble, but a loss on the play and another 3rd and long here for the Eagles. This team is not designed for 3rd and longs. They're not designed to necessarily rely heavily on their pass game, but they're going to have to here on 3rd and long.
I had so many numbers, and I did my research on Flores, but we wanted to say that this year, Lancaster Baptist has scored 40 touchdowns. Half of them have come by way of Flores, who's not available in this ballgame. They'll have to make it without him. 6:22, man in motion, stepping back Peyton, and now whistles on the field. In fact, of the 20 touchdowns, Eric, 15 come by way of rushing and 5 receiving.
Absolutely. He's been a
His name is
do-it-all
Sammy
star.
Flores.
Yeah, Sammy's been a fantastic player all season long. The Eagles look to have him back soon, but man, a pre-snap penalty there by the Eagles brings up 3rd and really long here. We'll see if Coach Alvarez goes conservative, just keeps it on the ground to try to prevent the turnover and play field position. But 3rd and about 17 here for the Eagles.
Is it true? You can validate it. The longest tenured coach in the Antelope Valley is Coach Alvarez.
Yeah, Coach Alvarez has been a staple for Lancaster football, and he's done a tremendous job with this team again this year.
What I heard from your athletic director, Justin, he made it clear. He said people in the know the talent and skill of Coach Alvarez.
They're going to throw it.
He wants to
Screen.
throw it. Oh, they came blitzing in and had a veritable wall of China there. He couldn't move. He couldn't do anything.
You know, the defensive line of the Cardinals, I know people at home are probably getting tired of hearing me say it, but they have been by far the biggest factor in this game defensively for the Cardinals, really presenting a tough challenge for the Eagles' offensive line.
All right, with the ball spotted right now at roughly the 26-yard line. Let's see how they handle it.
Ethan Cox was able to flip the field early on his first punt. The last one sailed out of bounds on him. We'll see what happens here. Don't forget Eli Doom back there to return. He's already made one big play tonight with the return game.
He's not really punting into the wind. The wind has died down considerably. Here's the bounce, and it's not favoring either team. And they're finally going to touch it as it winds up right there at the 26-yard line.
Cardinals will start on their own 26 here, so a really good punt by Ethan Cox. He's done a great job in the kicking game so far for the Eagles tonight.
7 minutes and 36 seconds left here in the first
The
half.
game moving along swimmingly, starting to create its own narrative. And we'll see how it all shake out. Again, if you're joining us late, the Co-Heritage League title is on the line tonight. And, of course, well, we hope that Lancaster Baptist will stay in the community when that judgment is made about playoffs from the CIF on Monday. You stay in the area, then L28 can decide if they want to go over and cover it. It'll be fun. Now here's a quick throw on the flat and grabbed and not brought down, but it's whistled out.
So
and effort was made that time on the part of number 24.
Yeah, Wyatt Waldron was on the reception there.
Wyatt, baby.
Eagles did a really good job of wrapping that up right away. That's the first time tonight we've seen the Cardinals go to the quick pass game, a short little quick screen, but weren't able to get anything going there. The Eagles defense really has just played a fantastic game so far.
Yes, very impressive. And again, after coming off a monumental 52-18 loss last week to Faith Baptist.
Absolutely.
Oh, brother. Now here's a throw. It's right through his buttery fingers, and it'll be incomplete.
Eli Doom, who's been a huge factor in this game for the Cardinals, it's another drop there. He'll continue to be a big factor, but I know he's disappointed with that.
I hate to belabor the point about Faith Baptist, but it was a true anomaly when you talk about this year, 2023. Faith Baptist has outscored opponent by it's a 4-to-1 ratio. It's amazing. And last week it was turned around, the 4-to-1 ratio on them.
Absolutely. 3rd and long here.
Oh, he'll
Rapley's
take
gonna
it by
keep it.
himself. He's got it up the middle. What an opening. Oh, if you had just gotten by that one guy, Eric, you're talking about he's on his way to the promised land.
There's no doubt the best play tonight for the Cardinals has been to keep it in Caden Rapley's hand and let him do it with his legs, not with his arm tonight. Huge first down conversion there on 3rd and long for the Cardinals. Ball's out to near midfield. We'll see if they can take care of the football. That's been their only problem. They've moved the football pretty well tonight, but taking care of it once they've gotten into the red zone has been the challenge.
The 8-man game is truly exciting, truly wide open, but they don't like any allusions and comparisons to the arena football game.
No, not at all.
Okay,
keep it
taking
again.
it right now will be the quarterback, and he's got it up to the 40-yard line.
Ronnie, we're not far from the Santa Clarita sideline. I think Coach Austin Fry may have heard me there. He kept it in Rapley's hand again, and that's been their best play of the night by far, to keep it with Caden Rapley on the ground.
But number 7 is Mason Rapley, so we got another brother duo at work, and he was able to get the gain. I believe it looked like a gain of 5. When are you going to get it? I'm going to help you with the fundraising, a scoreboard that gives us downs.
We just had a car wash a month ago to raise funds.
So scrub the cars for you, because I need it up here in the broadcast booth. Here's
We're going to hold you to that, Ronnie.
Taking it, Eli Doom. Eli, great gain that time for the Cardinals of Santa Clarita.
He's had a few drops, but when the ball's been in his hands, he's been a dynamic playmaker for the Cardinals. Eli Doom and Caden Rapley have been fantastic with the ball in their hands for the Cardinals.
Speaking to their coach, Austin Fry, he said, I try to connect with my Cardinal players, let them and be honest with them. And he did say that his school and Lancaster Baptist is a great place for discipleship.
Absolutely. Great point.
Back to live action. It's going to swing it around the right side. Eli Doom. Eli Doom has been the Doom tonight, D-O-O-M, of this Lancaster team.
Now here we go again, Ronnie. Cardinals marching almost inside the Eagles' red zone. Can they take care of the football down here? That'll be the biggest story.
But it just seems, and we saw it last week with Antelope Valley versus Lancaster, the defense starts to get to the point and realizes around the 20 and then in the red zone to tighten up. And they seem to be doing that tonight. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Absolutely.
Rapidly. Again, and movement on the line, bodies in the neutral zone, and we got an offsides.
Eagles defensive line was just a little too giddy there to try to get in the backfield, second and short, so it's going to bring up a first down for the Cardinals.
Ronnie Wald along with Eric Lee. Eric, this is a completely non-AI broadcast. Okay, you got it? It's really us here.
Absolutely.
That's
We're
right.
here
I
in
can
person,
touch you. You're really
live,
here.
on the spot.
No fakery. Working
Rapley
it.
again.
Right side. No fakery that time. Number 18, that's Caden Rapley. Good move.
He's inside the 10, and if they don't turn it over
they're
here,
in the red zone.
We'll see. But they've really ran the ball well tonight, and every time Caden Rapley's kept it, it's been a positive play for the Cardinals.
Now, again, the moment of truth. Over and over through this ball game now at the 4:02 mark of the second quarter. Lancaster Baptist Eagles have stepped up to the challenge and come through. Can they do it again?
Absolutely. First and goal looks like it's spotted around the 7 here. 2 receivers split left, 1 in the backfield with Rapley.
Rapley now takes it. It's the handoff. Doom's got it. Doom on the left side. Doom working. Doom's into the end zone. Well, they kept knocking on the door. Like the kid in the candy shop outside, his face pressed up against the window, wanting to get the confection, and they did that time.
The duo of Doom and Rapley were the entire drive that time for the Cardinals, and they've got an opportunity to take the lead here with the point after.
Just there in the last sequence.
Absolutely. And it looks like Doom will be kicking the extra point with Rapley holding, so they continue to do it all for the Cardinals.
So many multitasking skills at the 8-man game. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is most definitely good.
Ronnie.
Here with 3:41 to go, it's 7-6, a baseball score. We reference baseball because the World Series starts tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So Eric Lee, here we are at a great ball game so far here at your home field.
Absolutely. A little lower scoring than maybe we anticipated going in, something that has something to do maybe with the injuries on both sides, but really a well-played game. The biggest factor there, the Cardinals don't turn it over and they're able to capitalize. If they play clean, they've really been able to march the football down the field. Eagles forcing turnovers will continue to be a big need for them.
We're going to keep it right here with Eric Lee helping out, and he came through so beautifully a couple weeks ago, and I want to say thank you from my heart to him because he elevated our broadcast. and I'm glad to be here with him tonight because he's adding that great insight.
This is a lot of fun, and that extra point from Eli Doom looked like it would have been good from 35 or 40,
Oh,
so we'll
yeah.
see if his leg's a factor late. He's going to kick it off here. We'll see if he puts it in the end zone.
The only hindrance, I would think, kicking in the desert is when the wind's against you. Otherwise, it's the high desert. That ball can really carry. I know when I hit a golf shot at the driving range, I feel like Lee Trevino myself on the long ones. And now this goes right through the hands, and there's the evidence of that great ability of that, I would think, the high elevation of the high desert carrying the football.
You know, I think we probably would think of Sammy Flores' biggest loss for the Eagles being offensively, but he's been a huge factor on special teams, and so Marcos DePaula-Rosa and Emilio Patterson back to return that one, not able to get it out of the end zone, so it'll be a touchback for the Eagles.
Ball spotted at the 20, 3:41 to go here in the second. 7-6 as finally the Cardinals have responded in the waning minutes of the second quarter. Now it's the gray-clad Eagle squad answering. Nowhere to go, and finally surrounded and brought down.
You really cannot say enough about Noah Butler on the defensive line, Caleb Schaefer, and Weston Roche really wreaking havoc. That time it was Noah Butler in the backfield. I know the Eagles' biggest adjustment at halftime, we'll see how can we block these guys, what can they do to keep them out of the backfield.
If you're interested in the Heritage League race, it's Santa Clarita, as we said, run the table so far 3-0. Lancaster Baptist 3-1, Milken 2-2 along with Faith Baptist, and at the bottom, our friends at Desert Christian at 0-3.
See if the Eagles can run the rest of this first half clock out or if they have to give it back to the Cardinals.
Okay, he's going to end up
my
again,
goodness.
and was it picked off over there?
Wow, almost intercepted by Wyatt
they
Shields.
must have been out of bounds. He
Referee-
did catch the
yeah.
football, but the foot was not in.
That was a really great play by Wyatt Shields, but just out of bounds. It's going to be another third down, though, for the Eagles, 3rd and long in their own territory.
The high school, the college realm, NC2A 1 foot, pro 2.
Absolutely.
Even if you get a toenail in, it's a 1 foot.
And, you know, just from our vantage point, the Eagles are probably glad there's no instant replay here because that was really close.
We're working on it at L28. We're working on it. Okay, again, 2:53 to go. 7-6, man in motion. Our view a little obstructed now. He does want to throw it over here on to them, the left side, over the head of the intended receiver.
Emilio
Those are what
Patterson.
bring sleepless nights.
Emilio Patterson was the intended receiver. I really liked the play call there from John Alvarez. He got Peyton out in the flat, had an opportunity to make a play, but the defensive line of the Cardinals forced Peyton to throw it early. It really gave him no chance to connect there. Ethan Cox will be punting again here for the Eagles, once again from his own end zone. He's been able to flip the field a couple of times, but with 2:47 left in the first half, a big moment in this game, a pivotal moment for the Eagles to keep the Cardinals from scoring again here before the half.
A really precarious moment because he's not just in his end zone, he's back at the end of the end zone, and he gets it off. It's a line drive variety kick, like we mentioned, baseball variety, and it was really weak. But a great effort. We never questioned their effort, but that time you could see he was in a difficult place to kick a football.
It did not look pretty, but it was effective. Got the ball out to midfield. Cardinals still have good field position. Plenty of time left in the first half. 2:38 to go. Coach Austin Fry has yet to use a timeout, so clock's really a non-issue for the Cardinals. Eagles have to force a stop here to have some sort of momentum going into the half, or the Cardinals will have all of it.
Again, if you're looking at the field and you're saying, that's odd, midfield at the 40, this is an 80-yard field we're looking at right here in this 8-man game.
Absolutely. We've got 2 receivers split right, one in the backfield there with Caden Rapley.
Rapley wants to build off the momentum of the score a few minutes ago. Oh, tripped up from behind. What a great job back there. That was number 7, Marcos De Paula Rosa.
Ronnie,
say that 7 times in a row.
Well, Ronnie, his brother, Phil DePaula-Rosa, was the Eagles' leader in touchdowns last year. You referenced Sammy's 20. Phil had 35 last year as an Eagle. Marcos filling in nicely for his brother. Marcos has been fantastic defensively the last 2 weeks for the Eagles. In the first half last week against Faith Baptist, Marcos was all over the football field. He's continued that tonight, really progressing as a defender as this season moves on, finding the football and eliminating the ball carrier right away.
Tremendous job. Again, the last name D, Paula Rosa. Marcos the first name. And hang a star on that one, baby. 1:50 to go. 7-6 it remains. A
Good
quick
play
throw
call.
between coverages. Look at that great move that time. He's out in the open. I don't think they'll catch him. It's the 10. It's the 5. It's a touchdown, Cardinals.
That was a fantastic play call from Coach Austin Fry. He dialed that up for Wyatt Waldron. Rapoli does a great job of waiting, letting the D-line enter. They had blockers out in front. Wyatt Waldron with a fantastic play and a huge moment for the Cardinals.
A gunslinging-like moment, not for Wyatt Earp, but Wyatt Waldron. What a job that time.
Absolutely.
He made a great move, no doubt about it.
He really did. You know, they went to him a few series ago on that quick screen. Didn't get much there, but that time they got him. He caught the ball on the run, was able to easily avoid a couple of tacklers and put it in the end zone. We'll see if Doom can make it a 14-6 game here.
Right now, 13-6. Here it comes. Did he split the upright? Yes, he did. So, with 1:40 to go here, is this the first half or the second quarter? 14-6. Out of nowhere, the Cardinals have finally erupted and scored twice in just a matter of minutes.
You know, those early turnovers that the Eagles were able to force, they first forced 4 turnovers for our viewers just tuning in. The Eagles forced 4 turnovers in the first quarter, but they were only able to convert 1 of those turnovers into points. Here in the second quarter, the Cardinals have played clean football, no turnovers. The last 2 drives resulted in touchdowns. With 1:40 to play here in this first half, the Eagles need something positive to happen going into halftime.
Ronnie Wald along with Eric Lee are game broadcasters tonight and loving it.
Marcos DePalarosa and Emilio Patterson back deep for the Eagles. It'll
Oh
be Doom
boy,
on the
are
kick.
they. With the ball spot at the 30, again, that means a lot more than a 100-yard field. Every one of these kicks goes back there quite a way, and that one was a bullet that went out of the end zone.
Ronnie, I don't think you're going to find many 8-man games with 2 better kickers than Ethan Cox for the Eagles and Eli Doom for Santa Clarita. Both kickers have been phenomenal tonight.
Doom is really something to behold and has so many skills. And pretty soon, as you go along your football career, if you go on to college, you're going to have to specify and identify where you like to play, offense or defense. But at least here, they are truly learning the complete game of football.
Absolutely.
1:40, as we noted, second quarter, 14-6 Cardinals, Santa Clarita. That's a great Lancaster Baptist team, taking it by himself and not getting back. Or did he? I don't think he got back.
Yeah, he did. He picked up some positive yards there. He had a
Oh, he
couple
did?
of
Okay.
good blocks. Marcos DePalarosa and Austin Yarbrough with some good blocks on the outside. Langley did pick up about 3 there.
Okay, they'll take it. And he had to work for every bit of real estate that time, no doubt.
Ronnie, interesting. I don't know if John Alvarez is happy or unhappy about going out of bounds there. The Eagles do keep the drive alive, have an opportunity to stop the clock, but you don't want to give it back to Santa Clarita here to end the half. Eagles really want to play ball control to finish this half, I'm sure.
That's an excellent point, but I think that time the ball carrier didn't want to go out of bounds. He was pushed out. And nonetheless, here is a gain, and a gain of 4. But there's flags one more time.
Early indications it's going to be a hold on the Eagles. A really good reverse call there by John Alvarez, but unfortunately it's going to be taken away. Eagles are going to be second and long here again. They've struggled to stay ahead of the chains offensively these last few drives.
See how the wind is fluttering the pant leg of the official, the zebras right there. So there's a lot more wind that's kicked up even the last few minutes here. And we'll see if that'll affect this game. But we're in the waning moments of this, the second quarter, 1:25 to go.
I don't think you can say enough about how pivotal this is. It's second and long. Santa Clarita has all 3 timeouts. The Eagles do not want to give the ball back to the Cardinals. It's still a 1-possession game. You give it back to them here with all 3 timeouts. They got a chance to really seize full control of this game. Lancaster Baptist would love to score, but a first down alone would be huge here to be able to milk the rest of this first half clock.
They got the yard markers over here, so I'm going to keep a close eye on it, but they've got a long way to go, possibly 15 or 20 to get the first down. Stepping back. Here's the heave over, and it will be picked off by the Cardinals, taking it down the right side, diving in. I think he may have made it.
He did. He did.
He did make it.
Eli
He
Doom.
dived in. A great athletic move that time from Eli Doom. And it was a touchdown. So this time their defense comes through, and in just a matter of minutes, they have put 20 points on the scoreboard and dominated this Baptist team.
That was exactly what could not happen for the Eagles going into halftime. Peyton Langley has played a really good football game. He's been smart with the ball, but that time he got greedy, threw it up for grabs, and Eli Doom made a great play. Eli Doom continues to make big plays for the Cardinals and has a chance to give them a 21-6 lead here with 57 seconds left in the half.
How many times do you see a defensive back then score the touchdown on a pick and then step up there and say, hey, I'll kick the extra point? Oops, that one was a bad snap.
It was.
And ultimately they just fell on it to keep it from becoming an opportunity for a score for Lancaster Baptist. But they get 6, and they're up 20-6.
You know, we'll see if that extra point attempt failing is a factor late. That makes it a 14 instead of a 15-point game. But all the momentum in this football game resides on the Santa Clarita sideline right now. They've scored 20 unanswered, really taken full momentum in this game. We'll see what Lancaster does here. Do you try to get a score before half? Do you try to recapture some momentum? Or are you content to just go into halftime? Lancaster was able to force a lot of early turnovers, but Santa Clarita has flipped the script here in the second quarter and really dominated the game in the second quarter.
It wasn't too long ago if people stepped away and had dinner or took a drive outside their abode. It looked like, of course, Lancaster Baptist dominating with the D. And then all of a sudden, this one Cardinal team woke up from its Rip Van Winkle stupor and scored immediately and repeatedly 3 times, and now up by 14.
Eli Doom may have dropped an early touchdown, but he's certainly made up for that and more in the second quarter. He'll kick off again here.
Here's the kickoff with 57 seconds to go. Long end variety into the end zone, and whistles from the officials.
Looks like it'll be a touchback again. Doom's great kicking continues. Less than a minute to go. Eagles take over on their own 15. We'll see what Coach Alvarez dials up here for the young quarterback, Peyton Langley.
Okay, we're in a humble-like press box here. It really was impressive when I saw it, like a kiosk. I could actually sell items out of here for Christmas, you know, on the slide.
We've got the great voice of the Eagles, Justin Engelman, to our left.
Oh,
sound
yeah.
engineer Chris Roberts.
Good
great
to see him.
Here.
He's very helpful. And
he's calling 2 games tonight, Ronnie.
This place is in good hands with you 2 guys. All right, with it right now.
Direct snap to Patterson.
Yes. And they grab him and brought down hard, and look, that late flag, which tells me it's a late hit.
See what the signal is here. Eagles could sure benefit from that.
And the Eagles will look forward to going in to halftime in the clubhouse and maybe retooling and reanalyzing and replotting strategy to find out how they can get back in this ball game.
Eagles will take a first down any way they can get it right now, and the penalty does give them a first down. We'll see if that changes the outlook here of Coach Alvarez, if he becomes a little more aggressive or if he's content to take it into half.
First down with the ball spotted now at their own 26-yard line. And again, I don't know where they get the idea that there are small bodies only at 8-man football. Look at that huge line the Cardinals have.
Absolutely. They've got a huge advantage there. And those guys have played fantastic all night. Weston Roosh, 6'2", 210.
But I heard the Cardinals of Santa Clarita re-entered or are new to the Heritage. Is that true?
This year, yeah, re-entered in Heritage League play, yeah.
All right. And they've made their statement. They're 3-0. The handoff not going to go much of anywhere, and there were some big bodies there. And again, the smaller Lancaster Baptist player might have to book a chiropractic appointment Monday because they were all over him.
You know, Santa Clarita's known for their basketball program. They've had a great program for years, and they've got some basketball-like height on the defensive line. 6'4" Caleb Schaefer, 6' Weston Roosh, 6'1" Noah Butler. Great size across the defensive line. Our first time out of the first half called here as well. We'll see what happens. 2nd and long coming up.
Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well with 43 scant seconds to go here in this second quarter. 20-6 Cardinals, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to live action, everybody, with 43 seconds to go here in the second quarter. 20-6, Cardinals to Santa Clarita. Here is the give. The ball carrier has it, and he's being mauled out there. Again, it's kind of painful just to watch.
Right on cue, Caleb Schaefer. And the Cardinals ultra aggressive here to end the half. They're the ones using the timeouts. 34 seconds left in the second quarter. Santa Clarita uses their second timeout. They'll take another one probably here and force the Eagles to punt. Have an opportunity to try to get a few more points before the end of the half. With the great kicker, probably just have to get it just inside midfield, and he's got a chance to give them extra points.
Another timeout in the field. We're going to keep it right here, but I cannot point, Eric Lee, to any one moment that turned the momentum around and gave the Cardinals opportunity to score with rapidity like they did to get this 20-6 lead. I just think they kept knocking on the door, kept heading downfield, and finally broke through.
Right, they were able to avoid the turnover plague that bothered them so much in the first quarter. Really had an opportunity to score a lot of points in the first quarter. If they don't turn it over, they haven't here in the second quarter. The defensive line of the Cardinals continues to be dominant for them in this game.
And right now, the gray-clad squad, the Eagles, find themselves at their own 31-yard line, but only 34 seconds to go. Can they make something happen here?
Direct
He's going to take it on his own. Quarterback keeper, right side, good gain, but not nearly enough, and maybe enough for a first down, but the clock is running.
That was a great run by Emilio Patterson, a direct snap to him. The Eagles do not get that first down. I thought for sure he had picked it up.
We have to watch the yard markers like old-time football, timeout in the field. We'll keep it right here. Old-time football, you didn't have the benefit of the scoreboard, so we're keeping eye on the yard markers. That's why we're a little bit slower than normal. But glad I have Eric Lee here. He seems to be a human computer on top of everything.
Ronnie, this is quite a decision for John Alvarez. You've got 4th and inches, 15 seconds left in the half. You go for it and don't get it. Santa Clarita's got a chance to make a play right before the half. You punt it away, and you should be in good shape, but we'll see what he calls here. Santa Clarita's used all 3 timeouts in this sequence. No timeouts left for Santa Clarita, all 3 for Lancaster Baptist. So a really interesting call from Coach Alvarez here. Just needs a couple of inches to pick up the first down, but a punt would seemingly keep any points from being in danger for Santa Clarita here before the half.
I would think if they don't make it, not only is it a deflating letdown, but the point is they turn it over. Would there be enough for a very long field goal? After you just a moment ago praised both field goal kickers, and they have enough leg strength to maybe put another 3 on the scoreboard.
Early indications he's going to punt. He's going to punt.
All right. So that should chew up the clock. If he doesn't call a fair catch and tries to bring it back, we'll spend some of the seconds.
He's going
to hold on to it and try to make it happen on his own.
He didn't get it, Ronnie.
And now knocked out of bounds, and guess who's going to end up with it? And with outstanding field position, where would you say that's about the 34?
Yeah, they've got it on the Eagles 34. 8 seconds left, no timeouts. But an opportunity here for the Cardinals to really extend the lead before half.
I mean, it's not going to happen. 8 seconds, try to get some yardage. But if they did try a field goal right now, you're talking about a 50-yarder.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, if they were able to pick up 10 to 15 and get out of bounds,
that would change the equation. Yes.
You'd have to think they're going to dial up number 4, Eli Doom, here again. He's been tremendous in the second quarter.
If he can get out of bounds, he stops the clock.
He split out near us, single wide.
Okay, Rapley has it. He wants to throw it. He's going for all the marbles. A poor throw, and he got there, but it was a wobbly throw. It wasn't a pure spiral.
You know, they had a chance to capitalize there. Michael Averbeck on coverage running right with Eli Doom, but if that ball's a little more over the outside shoulder of Eli Doom, that could have been another 6 right before the half. Just 3 seconds left, but an opportunity almost for the Cardinals there to get another 6 before the half.
You know, we did not believe he'd go for the bomb. He fooled us too. Like a Mississippi gambler, one Austin Fry, the head coach of the Cardinals, pulled that out of his bag of tricks. I truly thought they would keep it short and then maybe have a field goal opportunity.
Yeah, they flipped the formation here, so now 2 split out right, 1 split out left. You'd have to think they'll go for the end zone here.
Uh-oh. That was a shoulder fake, and then caught
play.
from behind.
Marcos
Hope he's all right because the arm was in motion, and that's a good way to strain the arm. So it was. That did turn out to be a sack, and the clock ran out.
Marcos DePalarosa with great pressure.
Well, anyway, after, again, 2 quarters, There's your halftime score, 20-6. I got it. Thank you.
Brother Lee, you need water?
Lancaster, our play-by-play commentator, joined us down on the field today, Eric Lee. First, before we jump into it, I just want to thank you for your professionalism last time we were here. You really helped me on my first time in the booth, so thank you for showing all of our viewers that you have a special gift of being a play-by-play commentator.
Well, thanks, Tiff. I had a blast calling the game with you. It turned out well for the Eagles, so that helped, but it was a really fun experience all the way around.
Last time L28 was here, I was able to talk to some of your players, and I saw they weren't just amazing athletes, they also have great character. So that's just a reflection of the atmosphere of Lancaster Baptist. So could you share with our viewers some great events that are coming up for the school?
Yeah, there's a ton right around the corner. So this Friday night, tomorrow, we've got our Harvest Festival on campus. We expect a few thousand people here from the community. We've got international cuisine. We've got games, all sorts of fun activities for the whole family. Really a fun family fun-filled night this Friday night for our Harvest Festival. And we want to invite everybody in the community out to that.
So exciting. You are also head coach of the basketball team for the boys here at Lancaster Baptist. So could you share with us what we can look forward to in the upcoming season?
Yeah, so tryouts begin this Monday for the basketball team. Now, most of these guys on the football team will be in playoffs most likely, so we'll have to wait a week or two for them. But really excited about the season. We tip off, I should say, with a home opener against Trona on November the 17th. The Heritage League is tough across the board. We've got great opponents like Santa Clarita Christian that will play each night, but really excited for the year. A lot of these same guys that they're watching tonight will be on the basketball floor soon.
Such exciting news to hear from you. And lastly, as I said earlier, it is very reflective that Lancaster Baptist has a great atmosphere. So if any of the viewers want to become a student at Lancaster Baptist, how do they get information?
Yeah, the best place to start is lancasterbaptistschool.org. If you've got preschool age kids, kidscornerpreschool.org. And that you can find all our information from there. We'd love to have you set up a visit, a tour, come see us on even a Sunday at Lancaster Baptist Church. We'd love to reach out and speak to anybody interested in our school. It's a wonderful atmosphere. Ronnie's talked about our campus. God's blessed us immensely here with a beautiful campus and been really good to us over many years.
Well, thank you again, Mr. Lee, for sharing your time and your talents with us tonight. Let's hope that the Eagles get the victory.
Hopefully Coach Alvarez has got a halftime speech like he had the last time we were together, Tiffany. They need it here for the second half.
Back to you, Ronnie.
Welcome back, everyone, here to Lancaster Baptist. We've got the principal here, and he's been doing such a great job, Eric Lee, on commentary. But now I need him to really focus. It seemed like everything was going well for your squad. You're partial, can't deny that, for Lancaster Baptist. And then it seemed like the ceiling fell in on the Eagles with three scores on the part of the Cardinals of Santa Clarita, and now it's 20-6. Cardinals. What should the Baptists do now to get ready for the second half?
Well, Ronnie, it's been pretty amazing. Last week at Faith Baptist, it was tale of two halves. The Eagles led by one at halftime. The script completely flips in the second half. They lose big. Tonight's been a tale of two quarters. The Eagles force 4 turnovers in the first quarter, lead 6-0, and then it completely flips in the second quarter. Rapoli and Doom were dominant for the Cardinals. I think for Lancaster Baptist, the discussion has to be how can we create some sort of lane around the line of scrimmage. Offensively, it's been very tough. The only points for the Eagles have been off that pick 6 from Peyton Langley. They've got to figure out a way. Coach John Alvarez loves to use motion and reverses. I would expect to see a lot more of that in the second half from the Eagles.
And you mentioned the huge Cardinal defensive line. I mean, in the beginning, it seemed it was mano-a-mano, fighting it out. Does it get to a point where you're going up against such big bodies, you just throw your hands in the air and you say, this is really difficult to deal with?
You know, as we mentioned on the broadcast, the least experienced position group on the Eagles is their offensive line. A lot of sophomores that barely played as a freshman, and they've had an opportunity to grow throughout the year, but this has been by far their toughest test along the defensive line. And so far, it's been a challenge. So that's where I really expect to see Coach Alvarez use a few different formations, a few different opportunities to get guys in motion, use reverses to try to at least, at a minimum, prevent that D-line from continuing to wreak havoc against them in the second half.
And Coach Alvarez knows what he's doing. 25 years here at Lancaster Baptist, and someone told me not too long ago that that's the longest tenured coach in the Antelope Valley. The people in the know the quality of Coach Alvarez.
No doubt. He's done a fantastic job here. This is a very young football team. Lost some big playmakers, including Phil DePalarosa off of last year's team. Really haven't skipped a beat. Before that game against Faith Baptist last week, had really been playing really good football. A few injuries tonight, but they're hanging in, and we'll see what he's got in the second half.
And they understand the imprimatur, so to speak, the importance of this game, because it's for co-championship in the Heritage League.
Absolutely. The Eagles would love nothing more than to split that league championship with Santa Clarita. They obviously want to win this outright. We'll see what happens here in the second half.
All right. And I wanted to mention, if we ever get a shot of it, but just believe my description, behind us in this kiosk, I love this. We can almost reach out and touch the players, but right behind me is the baseball diamond. You guys know how to adapt the field and make it happen on both levels.
Absolutely. Just in time for the World Series. You mentioned first game tomorrow night. About a lot of activity on this campus, and we're excited to host Thursday Night Football tonight.
Okay, let's get ready for game action. And thank you to our great technical people who are making this happen for all the people around the world watching it on L28 and, of course, Facebook.
Great job.
Oh, we have light in here? No. Ready for game action. Ronnie Wald along with Eric Lee. They're having a grand old time here, Lancaster Baptist, but not if you're an Eagle fan, because they were ahead with the first score in the ball game and then have now allowed 20 unanswered points to this Cardinal team. Long kickoff on the part of the Cardinals. It's out of the end zone.
Eli Doom's leg continues to catapult the Cardinals to success tonight.
Eric Lee, as we mentioned, the principal here. So we're trying to give a balanced broadcast, of course, and talk about two great schools, really,
Absolutely.
who are really upholding the traditions of private schools and faith-based schools.
Absolutely, and great sportsmanship, great attitudes from both teams. There's been a really clean played football game.
All right, with it right now, the gray-clad squad, as we mentioned, Lancaster Baptist, the handoff, the carry, and the gain, I would say, a 4 or 5 that time and no more.
You know, Ronnie, right away, at least one of their biggest lanes of the game so far, Marcos de Paula Rosa, they're going to actually spot him for a gain of, it looks like 7 on the play. So really nice positive yardage there for the Eagles on first down.
But anyone can see, and if we have this same shot that we have here from our kiosk, the big white-clad bodies of the Cardinals, they really dominate, and they can look over the heads of the offense and look right at the quarterback.
Defensive end Caleb Schaefer came out of the game there. We'll see if the Eagles run right at him.
He's going to keep it on his own.
Wow.
And that is going to be a flag that time from the official. Number 21 had it that time, Peyton Langley, who is continuing on here, and he has big shoes to fill. Remember, the Langley brothers, the ones that are the quarterbacks here at Lancaster Baptist, and it's Wyatt, who is the senior, but Peyton, the young man, is getting the job done. And even though he's a sophomore, they're feeding him well in the Langley home. He's 6 foot, and he is 160 pounds.
Weston Ruchin on the play there made a great play in the backfield.
Right there, our view obstructed for just a moment, but it looked
Patterson
like they didn't
on the
get any yardage at all.
The Eagles elected to keep it on the ground, even on 3rd and long. They're going to have to bring out the punt team.
So it's going to be disappointment because you want to, again, start off that second half and start off with an idea that whatever you talked about in the locker room would be fulfilled, and you try to recapture the big the momentum. Well, guess what? They couldn't. Eric is going to go off and do some PA work. Oh, you're back. Good to have you.
Ethan Cox on the punt here. We'll see
Here
if
he comes. And it's one of those, again, squib-like kicks, but a good one. Picked up quickly, grabbed that time. Eli Dumb, who else? And Doom, that is. He's not dumb. He's Doom and talented, and he gets all the way past midfield. In fact, he's all the way up to almost the 30-yard line.
Punt return brings it to the Eagles' 34-yard line where the Cardinals will take over.
See, I told you, Eric is multitasking. He's going straight from. You might as well just call this game like they do in the rodeo. The play-by-play guy can be heard throughout the arena. Go ahead and call it and let everyone hear it.
The voice of the Eagles is Justin Engelman, Ronnie, and he's calling the college basketball game tonight.
Oh, that's
right. So
right.
I'm doing a little double duty right now.
Okay.
Eli
now,
Doom.
He's got it. It's Doom again. Doom, straight arms, but it doesn't do him any good. He did get a big pickup. Big enough that time for a Cardinal first down.
Eli Doom continues to make amends for an early touchdown that he could have reeled in on 4th down. He's been fantastic since that moment.
We have so many viewers come in and out of the broadcast, and so we repeat ourselves. We're not losing it. But Santa Clarita comes in like Lancaster Baptist at 6-2. But again, the Cardinals are 3-0. And Lancaster Baptist at 3-1, second place. 10-10 to go here in the third. Oh, he almost dropped the hot potato. They picked it back up. Now he goes forward, remains on his feet until he's dragged down, and that was a heroic effort. But that time also for Caden Rapoli, it wasn't pretty.
It wasn't how they designed it. There was a little miscommunication in the backfield. Rapoli decided to keep it, still picked up positive yards on it.
Got a representative good crowd out tonight on a very cold evening. The Weather Channel told us temperatures will dip into the 40s overnight here in the high desert. Right now we're talking about 60s. Comfortable enough sweater weather. Tiffany Johnson's down there, and she's all bundled up over there, and she's doing yeoman's work on the field for us.
It's a perfect autumn night, but soon may feel like winter.
Football-like weather. And here's the heave. Oh, that one was a wobbly pass, and it's in and out and bounces off the intended receiver. But it was so wobbly, you're going to have a hard time catching that one.
Wyatt Waldron was the intended receiver. Third down.
Boy, that music came out of nowhere.
That was the assistant athletic director of the Eagles. He was on it.
I was getting heart palpitations from that one. I like it. It's just, where did it come from? Okay, 9:14 to go here in the third. 20-6 Cardinals. They've got the football. The throw on an out pattern way over the head of the intended receiver, and he's so tall. Number 85, Gideon Connor. Gideon Connor is 6'4", 185. If you throw it over his head, that's a high pass.
This is a big moment for the Eagles defense, an opportunity to get a fourth down stop here. They desperately need it.
I would say for Gideon Connor, if he wanted to get to that football, he was going to have to reach it with Gideon's trumpet.
They've got two split out right. Doom in the backfield. We'll see if they keep it on the ground or put it in the air.
Well, I think he's going to hold on to it, which he does, up the middle. Then he skirts over at the angle. He's got an opening. He's in for the score.
Caden Rappley continues to make hay on the ground. Big moment there on that fourth down for the Cardinals.
Now they've got a 20-point lead, and they've scored 4 straight touchdowns. And I'll tell you something, that is deflating if you're a Lancaster Baptist fan, no doubt, with 9:03 to go in the third quarter. Still plenty of time, but again, they find themselves digging a hole that gets bigger and bigger.
You know, that was an opportunity to really shift momentum out of the half. Fourth down, and Rappley's legs does it again for the Cardinals. Going empty set here.
All right, 2-point conversion it is, and here is the quick throw on the right side, in and out of his fingertips that time, and that was, of course, number 85, again, Gideon Connor.
That was actually Wyatt Shields there. Wyatt Shields for Santa Clarita on that play, Gideon on the Eagles team.
Thank you for the update. My bad. So as a result right now, 9:03 to go, 26-6.
Yeah. 26-6, and Lancaster Baptist desperate for some points here. Santa Clarita taking control of the game.
And what you've seen here is a complete change in perspective and complexion of this game, a 180-degree turn from way back in the first and second quarter.
I think you have to go back to those early turnovers. Lancaster Baptist forces 4 turnovers in the first quarter, but only converts 1 of them into points. They've struggled to get the ground game going. Down 20 here in the third quarter. We'll see if they can get anything going through the air possibly, maybe even a few reverse or trick plays to try to get some momentum.
Yeah, I'd like to see a reverse and a trick play. That would make it more interesting. But again, Lancaster Baptist knows and feels they're in the playoffs, but a W tonight may have ensured a first-round playoff at home. They might have to hit the road, and it's a long road.
Absolutely, and no doubt missing Sammy Flores as this game's gone on. The inability to get him involved, Sammy out with injury tonight, no doubt playing a factor for the Eagles.
Great yeoman's work on the part of Annabelle and, of course, Jen. They're on the tower, and they're feeling the cold and nippy weather tonight. Long kick out of the end zone, and that is emblematic, an example of the 8-man game in the 80-yard field. A lot of them end up out of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. They'll bring it over to the 20-yard line. 9:03 to go here in the third.
The Eagles desperate for some positive momentum offensively here. Coach Alvarez in the blue Eagles hoodie at the 20-yard line, giving the play to Peyton Langley. We'll see what he's got dialed up here to start this drive.
By the way, Coach Alvarez has a great pedigree. He's a graduate of Antelope Valley High School, and he played under the legendary Brent Newcomb,
Absolutely.
who we really talked about last week in our Lancaster Antelope Valley broadcast.
Got 2 back split to Langley's right here. There's the reverse. There's the reverse.
He's taking it himself. He has a cavernous opening and got 3 yards. But once he saw the opening, it turned out that he did split the middle and go for it. No waiting. Follow your blockers. Make it happen.
We've got an injured Cardinal. And, Ronnie, that's quarterback Caden Rappley. He's a little hobbled coming to the sideline.
They can't afford to lose him.
That's a big injury right there.
Right. And, by the way, we went through the ultimate heartache and sad injury last week when a Lancaster player went down with a broken leg in our broadcast, and our prayers went out to a young man who's recovering.
Absolutely.
And all we could say is that was a truly heart-wrenching moment. Now, a big
Marcos
moment,
DePalarosa.
and he's got the football, and what a move that time for Marcos DePalarosa.
Marcos DePalarosa, good for an Eagles first down.
A multi-syllabic name if you ever heard one. DePalarosa, the 5'7", 136-pounder. as big as a minute. But, boy, he can really scoot, right? And that puts it at almost midfield. Again, if you're just joining us and you're seeing midfield says 40 out there, it's not because of libations or adult beverage or your mind's not working. Let me tell you something. It's the 8-man game in the 80-yard field, and here is a handoff and a gain of 3.
That's back-to-back carries for DePaula Rosa with a little misdirection there. John Alvarez dialing up kind of exactly what we expected, and this has been the most positive drive the Eagles have had in several drives.
Now they can build on the momentum, but again, the clock is running. We're inside 8 minutes to go in the third. 26-6, Santa Clarita.
They've gone with this 2-back split right set. This time he's going to throw.
Stepping back, Peyton finds a receiver, knocked down, and he was grabbed, collared that time. Will it be pass interference?
Flags on the field, and pass was intended for Austin Yarborough. We'll see the call.
Austin Yarborough, 6'1", 129-pounder, and he's a junior. And yes, it was. I can't tell you how many times in our great historic L28 broadcast I saw what I thought was pass interference and the officials let it go. Now this time I go, oh, ho-hum, he grabbed his shoulders. No, it was, and a big break right now for Lancaster Baptist.
That'll put the Eagles right in the red zone at the 20-yard line. Really positive drive working for the Eagles here.
They desperately need the score.
Langley
Taking
keeps
it by himself. Peyton has it. He stutter steps, then makes his move and gains about 5 that time.
Gain of 5 for Peyton. Positive first down play again for the Eagles. Brings it to the 15-yard line. Drive is moving, and 7:30 left here in the third quarter.
And in case you're interested, like we talked about, National Weather Service told us about temperatures in the 60s, but what about the pervasive wind? Old Glory on its staff over there, the northern side of the field, and I would say it's at least 12 to 15 miles an hour gust running right now in an easterly direction.
You got 2 backs in the backfield here with Langley.
7-11.
DePaula Rosa.
Taking it himself. Oh, they couldn't bring him down. He remained on his feet. How far did he get?
First down for DePaula
First down,
Rosa.
yes, and goal to go. Oh, that was an inspiring run that time from MDPR. Do you like that acronym? MDPR. Marcos D. Paula Rosa. What a move.
He commonly goes by Marcos DPR, so you're right on with it, Ronnie.
Well, we're on the same wavelength.
First and goal
to
3.
Go. Handoff. 33's got it. 33 into the end zone. Finally, Lancaster Baptist.
Emilio Patterson on the touchdown carry.
Emilio Patterson, the sophomore, and he would not be denied, but it was all set up again by Marcos D. Paula Rosa with that inspirational run a moment ago.
Those 2 young men taking the place of number 20, Sammy Flores, have taken a while to heat up here in this game, but that's a huge confidence-building drive for those 2 guys. Emilio had a bit of a breakout game against Desert Christian a few weeks ago, able to punch it in there. Eagles back within 2 scores in this game.
But in that loss last week, Sammy was available and he did play.
Absolutely.
So not having him here is an even, El Capitan you have to scale without him.
Empty backfield here for Langley. You got DePaula Rosa split right, Cox and Yarborough split left.
All right, going for the 2-point conversion. Peyton sees someone. Oh, a heroic effort. One hand, almost Velcro fingertips, but could not haul it in. Still a fantastic effort. And they're going to end up with the 6, and we're going to go the other way with 6:40 to go here in the third. And they've gotten closer. Thanks to this score, it's now 26-12 Cardinals.
That was a really well-called drive from Coach John Alvarez. He threw a few different formations that the Cardinals had not seen yet, and that gave the opportunity for the Eagles to get some momentum, a key penalty on the drive, and then a great job by Marcos DePaula Rosa and Emilio Patterson near the goal line.
It seemed to be on that drive, principally, that was really a team effort. A number of players had to get together that time to make it happen and march all the way down the field and get the score for the Eagles.
I really like what Coach Alvarez did there. Instead of trying to run between the tackles where they've had no success today, he got things out on the perimeter, got DePaula Rosa in space. That was huge for them on that drive. We've got a football game here, 2-possession game with 6:40 left in the third.
We got a great camera person, editor Farron. I hope she picks up on that. Again, great run a moment ago on the part of, one more time, DePaula Rosa, because people were hanging on his shirt, and he would not relent. He wanted to get in the end zone. He fell short, but then they scored just a moment later. So on that kickoff, goes out of bounds. 6:40 to go here in the third, 26-12. Let's see where they're finally spotted.
I think they're going to actually take the re-kick option.
Okay.
Here, so
Take it.
he'll kick off from the 25 now.
I guess they can call it reset,
That's right.
right? Tremendous vantage point here, and we're really enjoying it. It's kind of a
Intimate
very
setting.
humble situation, but it's a modern press box that can be moved around, and it even has a way to be closed from above. It's very unique, because I go back to the time we used to climb up on those kind of, scissors lifts.
We're getting to know each other quite well.
Oh, yes. Okay, line drive variety kick. Takes a bounce, and it's a decided, that time, Lancaster Baptist bounce. Picked up nonetheless by a Cardinal.
Eli Doom.
Cardinal makes his move. Cardinal swooping around the right side. Oh, he lost the handle, but fortunately for the Cards, it went out of bounds.
Eli Doom there on the return. Fortunate to keep that ball inbound. Stays Cardinal ball.
Cardinals are an inspiring story. As we mentioned, they don't have their own home field over there in Canyon Country. And still they're able to keep it together. And we're so proud that we were able to follow Paraclete and their opportunity to finally build a stadium on their property. They waited 60 years to do that. There's a lot of pride in that. And hopefully that can happen one day for the Cardinals. All right.
We'll see if they keep it on the ground or return to the air. You got two receivers split left with Doom and Rapoli in the backfield.
And by the way, Rapoli came back from that ankle injury
point.
or whatever it was. Oh, what a big gain that time.
Eli Doom.
Tremendous. And he's another guy that's a big, big guy, Eli Doom. He's 6 foot 150, but he just seems to move like a stallion, a wild stallion. In BLM land, making his move.
The longer this game goes, the bigger factor that Eli Doom has become. He's really taken over the offensive prowess for the Cardinals, and the big first down gain there of 8.
But the beautiful aspect of Lancaster Baptist being able to score after 4 straight scores on the part of the juggernaut called, again, the Cardinals of Santa Clarita. Now they've got to stop them. How can they do it? Rapoli can run as well as throw and finds himself past midfield all the way up to the 35. Right there, there's the amplified voice of Eric Lee reaching the masses here, the assembled masses.
Trying to keep
and now
everybody
you're
informed.
back to maybe there's somebody in Stockholm, Sweden who's listening to you now.
I have gotten a few shout-outs from Norman, Oklahoma tonight, okay?
Great,
so
great.
that's great to
Yeah,
hear.
that's where you went to school.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It seems like Coach Fry could flip a coin. Is he going to keep it with Rapoli? Is he going to give it to Doom? Either one's done a lot of damage all night for the Cardinals.
We mentioned Rapoli over 1,500 yards all-purpose. He's got 400 yards on the ground
Back to
running
Doom.
himself, but instead Doom's got it. Oh, he eludes one, eludes another one, and somehow, he was so close himself to making it on his own. And, of course, the mind was willing, but the flesh was weak.
Eli Doom on the carry, good enough for Cardinals first down.
Yeah, he'll
Just
take the
flip
first
the
down,
coin.
but he wanted the score.
Yeah, he was close, too. Really good play. He's going to actually exit the football game for, I think, the first time tonight.
Oh.
That'll put Caden Rapoli's brother, Mason Rapoli, in the backfield with him. 2 receivers split left, including Wyatt Waldron, who's already made a couple of big plays in this game.
The brotherly connection. But it's going to be Caden himself, and a gain maybe of 1, if that. 4:51, by the way, everybody, here in the third, 26-12.
That's probably
Hi there. The friendly folk here at Lancaster Baptist.
It's the first time this half that when Rapoli's kept it, he hasn't picked up major positive yardage. Coach Austin Fry taking his time getting the play call in, and why wouldn't he? The Cardinals lead by 2 touchdowns with 4.5 to play here in the third. They've got positive momentum, and when they've taken care of the football tonight, they've been really successful offensively. They've avoided those turnovers since the first quarter. They've got opportunity here on 2nd and 9 to get it even closer.
Rapoli, we talked about his total yards, but Again, his rating as a passer, outstanding 98.6.
Waldron
okay,
again.
a
Wyatt
quick
Waldron.
throw. He makes the completion. He's got the catch over there. Number 24, Wyatt Waldron.
It's the second big play he's made. He had that touchdown there on that middle screen late in the second quarter, and a lot of great talented wideouts for the Cardinals making a name for themselves.
Also with Caden Rapoli, we wanted to mention that he's responsible for 198 yards a game on average for this Cardinal team. And we don't want to wear you out with numbers, but think about it. Eric, back on here. 196 yards a game for Rapoli out of the team's cumulative 278.
Absolutely.
That is dominating the offense.
Brother
And he's
Duo
got
in
it
the
right
backfield
now,
again here.
and he wants to run it right now. He gets 4 a carry. He tries the straight arm,
Great
but it didn't
tackle
help.
by Michael
A
Averbeck.
great open field tackle that time.
Yeah, number 5, Michael Averbeck. Great play by him.
Whew. First time I've seen him tonight. Averbeck is the senior, and he faced down Rapoli. Rapoli pulled out a straight arm, but it didn't matter. He brought him down in the open field.
Ronnie, I got to say about Michael, ultimate team player. He moved from wide receiver to center mid-season. Don't see that transition every day.
Boy, he's really following the golden rule and the teachings of this high school. Great altruism on his part. Now, this is going to be a pitch out.
Doom.
He's got the football. Number 4, Eli Doom.
Just short.
Eli just short of the score.
3rd and goal here. 3rd and very short on the goal line.
Doom on the carry, brought down near the goal line, brings up 3rd and goal for the Cardinals.
Oh, the music. That gets, again, a dramatic element. And it is, if you're a Cardinal fan, they're up right now by 14. After, again, 4 straight scores. And then Lancaster Baptist just answered a few minutes ago.
QB
now
keeper.
they're trying to get into the end zone right now. And they do.
Good play call there. Just went under center and punched it in. Caden Rapoli continues to be a huge factor in this game. Caden Rapoli good for the touchdown. Brings our score to 32-12. Cardinals lead with 2:48 left to play in the 3rd quarter. It'll be Eli Doom on the extra point attempt here to try to give the Cardinals a 21-point lead.
And with 2:48 to go in the 3rd, the ability of this Santa Clarita team to answer back after Lancaster Baptist scored on what I thought was an emotional, heroic drive. For them to answer back says a lot about Santa Clarita. Here's the kick, and it's good. 2:48 to go in the 3rd, 33-12. And we'll be right back. You're watching, of course, an exclusive broadcast on L28.
Ronnie, I got a birthday shout out to Hallie Dow in Everett, Washington watching tonight. Happy birthday, Hallie.
Hallie, we're so glad you're part of it. And one more trip around Mother Earth, terra firma, around the sun. Wow. Good for you.
Eli Doom has been fantastic all night on these kickoffs. We'll see what happens here.
So with the kickoff, he can do it with his legs, running, and kicking the football. And that's going to be way out of the end zone. And I have to say, because of the short field, it's anticlimactic. Isn't it true? You rarely have a kickoff return here at the 8-man game.
You know, but I'll be honest with you, Ronnie. He's one of the better kickers we've seen. It's not a guarantee that they'll get it into the end zone. He's done it every time tonight. It's a big advantage there. And just to point out for the viewers, we've been talking about the difference between 8 and 11 man all night. The Eagles with the touchback will start on the 15, not the 25. So something for viewers to know.
Great. That's how they compensate things. We've learned a lot. Our first time in 41 years for me, and had not been associated with the 8-man game. It's a lot of fun. Now, with it right now, not fun for that ball carrier who was brought down immediately. 52 was in on it too for Santa Clarita. Noah Butler. He's 6'1", 194.
You know, that time they tried to go back between the tackles and just no push up front for the Eagles. Young offensive line's really doing their best, working hard, but they are outmatched size-wise. Huge size advantage at the line of scrimmage for the Cardinals, and that's been a huge factor in the game. all night.
217, 216, 214. 33-12, Santa Clarita. Now, undaunted, trying to get back in it. It's not easy.
Emilio Patterson there on the carry.
And a good one that time to get a gain of 3.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Eagles, an opportunity to keep the drive alive here.
Emilio Patterson on the carry for the Eagles. Positive gain brings it to 3rd and 3 from the Eagles on 22-yard line.
When you talk about John Alvarez, he's never going to give up. But you know that you're laying your players on the line in a possible injury. Well, maybe you could concede this game and get ready for the playoffs. I'm not sure. But Coach Alvarez is going to give it all he can for as long as he can.
Absolutely. These guys are going to continue to play hard. Big 3rd down here.
Okay, looking. He has time, then dumps it off and has the receiver who makes the catch, Austin Yarborough.
Austin Yarborough on the catch brings it close to a 1st down, but that will bring up 4th down for the Eagles.
And Eric Lee, boy, did he have time. He had the protection he needed.
Absolutely. And he was able to find Yarborough, just not quite enough for the 1st down. The Eagles will be in punt formation, 4th and 1. We'll see if there's any trickery here.
We haven't heard from Tiffany in a while. Guess what? At the end of the 3rd, we're going to her. We're exclusive commentary and her insight. That's coming up in a few moments. It's 45 seconds ago. He's going to have a free kick of this football. And there's your bounce, rolling, and finally being completely surrounded by the gray-clad Eagles team and a flag out there on the field.
And we'll see what these flags are. The Eagles would love to get something positive to give them an automatic 1st down, but it looked to be after the play. We'll see what happens.
But down by 21 points, and it's daunting. Coach Alvarez also told me very, very lucid, very engaging, great insight he gave me to help me prepare for this broadcast. But he said one thing he doesn't want his players ever to do is watch the scoreboard.
Absolutely. And they're going to play hard the entire night. We'll see what this call is. Looks like a personal foul on the Eagles.
All right,
Offsetting.
so this time it is on the Cardinals. It's offsetting. Yep. Offsetting, so.
Personal foul on the Eagles, personal foul on the Cardinals. Penalties will offset 1st down Cardinals.
We had that same thing happen last week at Antelope Valley and Lancaster, and Tiffany covered it beautifully about offsetting penalties we had out there for unsportsmanlike conduct.
It's been a physical game, but a really well-played game, clean across the board. I think that's the first personal foul we've seen tonight. Cardinals will take over just short of midfield with 33 seconds left here in the 3rd. Caden Rapoli and Eli Doom have done most of the damage for the Cardinals all night.
Caden looks much taller, but he's only 5'9", but that's average out there. But still, he seems to play bigger than his height.
Eli Doom on the carry.
Doom's got it. Doom, straight arms. He remains on his feet. He's around the sideline and then knocked out of bounds. And they sent him a early Christmas card, a Hallmark card that time, and pushed him hard out of bounds.
Emilio Patterson and Michael Averbeck able to prevent him from scoring, but a gain of 25 there for Eli Doom on the carry.
24 seconds to go, 33-12. Cardinals of Santa Clarita. And as you well know, the moniker, the sobriquet for this, again, gray-clad Lancaster Baptist team, they're known as the Eagles.
This may be the last play of the 3rd. We'll see
how it transpires. Good movement. Has an opening. Still on his feet. Flag down. He's in the end zone. But again, a plethora of flags. So let's hold up on that car wash and find out first what happened.
It's going to be a block in the back on the Cardinals.
Well, that would facilitate a great run on the part of your quarterback.
But the play is no block in the back on the Cardinals. Replay 1st down.
Well, the Eagles will take that break. They needed it. We will have one more play at least here in the 3rd. Rapoli, great job to stay on his
feet.
Had the
privilege of meeting your lovely wife, Cecilia, tonight, but we haven't seen her yet. Come around, but she's in the stands right now.
I think she is. And
cheering on this Eagle squad.
She's often helping out at the concession stand, too. So she may be helping some folks over there.
A lovely couple, nice people. So glad they invited us here and we've had a real blast. Now we're hoping they can find themselves a way to get a W. Caden has it with a scant 15 seconds to go. Handoff, Doom has it over on the left side. Doom spins off one, but then a flurry of tacklers, a trio that time of Eagles brought him down.
One of the few times all night we've seen him go under center. He goes offset with a pitch left. Eagles had nice contain there, but another penalty flag. We'll see what the call is. Early indications are that it's on the offense. He's asking Coach Alvarez what he wants to do.
And I wanted to mention number 55, Jonathan Bolter out there. He's a big guy, but he moves with cat-like quickness. And sometimes the big guys have smaller feet, and they're able to move like ballet dancers, and he's impressive out there.
And it looks like he's going to be holding on the Cardinals from the spot. So first and really long here.
Holding on the Cardinals, accepted by the Eagles.
So here come the yard markers, and it's right in front of us here.
That will bring us to the end of the
So we love to have a scoreboard that has the downs. Well, we got it in front of us, but we're not going to get any further because the clock runs out in the third, and it's 33-12 right now, Cardinals. And I know we're headed down to Tiffany with her outstanding sideline reporting. Take it away, Tiff.
The tension on the field in tonight's game going into the fourth quarter is so thick you can cut it with a knife, but we saw momentum change towards the end of the second quarter, with the momentum clearly being on the side of Santa Clarita. After halftime, we saw a lot of the same. Lancaster Baptist got a much-needed touchdown in the middle of the third quarter, but Santa Clarita came right back with another touchdown. Let's see if Lancaster Baptist can find their rhythm and put some much-needed points on the board. Back to you guys.
We swing now to the fourth quarter of play. Welcome back, everyone. So glad you're with us here. 33-12 it is. Cardinals have the lead coming out of Santa Clarita. They're going for it right now. The bomb down the left side. It may be picked off. It was picked off.
Ethan Cox on the interception for the Eagles. They'll take over. First down, Eagles.
It was underthrown by Caden Rapley, no doubt. Cox got the beat on it, waited for it, and like a newborn baby, brought it into terra firma.
Count it with me, Ronnie. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 turnovers forced for the Eagles. If I tell you that going into tonight, you are not thinking they're going to trail by 3 touchdowns here in the fourth quarter. That was Ethan Cox's 3rd turnover forced himself, 2 fumble recoveries, and an interception.
It's a strange dichotomy. I know that. I'm glad you're able to bring it out for our fans. Okay, Peyton hands off. Ooh, look at that. And then finally they were able to crowd around him and prevent the big carry.
Finding a little something in the run game here. Marcos has had a nice second half. See if the Eagles can get this back within 2 scores. Peyton Langley in the backfield, offset by Marcos DePalarosa and Emilio Patterson on both sides. He's going to hand it off to Emilio. Emilio gains 1 on the play, maybe. He's going to bring up 3rd down, short to go here for the Eagles. Tried to go up the middle that time, and the defensive line of the Cardinals once again provided heavy penetration. We're going to actually give him a gain of 2, so it's going to bring up 3rd and short for the Eagles, 3rd and 2. Ball's just inside their own 20-yard line. You'd have to think 4-down territory with us being in the fourth quarter. Peyton Langley at quarterback. Emilio Patterson at fullback. Marcos DePalarosa at tailback. Langley's going to keep it on the option carry. He's going to pick up positive yards. It may be enough for a first. And it is Eagles first down.
Peyton Langley on the carry, good for an Eagles first down.
So Langley was able to pick up just enough there. We've got an injured Eagle. Isaiah Banuelos looks like he's going to need a sub. It'll be Gideon Connor entering the game for the Eagles. Isaiah Banuelos looks to have a potential ankle injury. So it'll be first down for the Eagles. 10:30 to play here in the third quarter. Clock running. Eagles needing several scores and needing to score quickly here, Ronnie.
Thank you, Eric, for holding down the fort. And another thing, only 10:21 to go. There's always that concern that if you're down by 35, they'll keep the clock running and running and running. But we're not there yet. Okay, here's the handoff. Ooh, what a gain. And that one's going to take it all the way up to the 30-yard line.
Marcos DePalarosa on the carry, picks up a gain of 7. Second down, Eagles.
Marcos DePalarosa's had a really good second half, Ronnie. He's found a little bit of rhythm here. I would expect the Eagles to keep the ball in his hands on this drive.
And I know Coach Alvarez will be the last one to make any excuses, but we can up here. We have some poetic license, some journalistic license, and being without Sam Flores is a major, again, handicap.
Absolutely, and you've got DePalarosa in the backfield again with Langley here. It's a direct snap to Marcos. They got a reverse
what
call.
will he do with it? Now he's got the football and remains on his feet until he's brought down.
Emilio Patterson carried it. It's going to be good for an Eagles first down.
Emilio, I really like the energy that he's brought. Eric going back and forth to the PA. I really like the energy Emilio is bringing to the gridiron right now.
Emilio had a breakout game a few weeks ago against Desert Christian, a guy who has not seen a ton of playing time in his career, but he's taken advantage of his opportunities and done so again tonight.
9:07 to go in this ball game, 33-12. They desperately need a score, so they remain on the ground, but only get 2.
Once again, when they've tried to run in between the tackles, it's been tough sledding all night for Lancaster Baptist. Their best opportunities have been when they can get the ball out on the edge, let Emilio, Peyton, or Marcos have an opportunity in space. It's been very difficult. Isaiah Banuelos back in the game, by the way. It's been very difficult to run in between the tackles all night.
Their coach, Austin Fry, told me candidly before the game that he's really excited about returning to the Heritage League, and it reminds him of way back 10, 20 years ago when these rivalries took place between these schools. And flags on the field as the handoff right there to number 33, Emilio, one more time. Let's see what the dispensation of it is.
It's going to be on the Eagles. False start.
Movement on the line from the Eagles. That will cramp your style, if you know what I mean.
Can't afford negative yardage.
8:26 to go, Eric, and they got to overcome. Oh, that clock keeps running, and it's like a form of water torture. Drip, drip, drip.
Cannot afford to be going backward right now at this stage in the game with 8 minutes to play, down 3 scores.
Okay,
yeah,
I might need new prescriptions. It looked like 6 up there.
Yeah, 8:05 to play here. Eagles would like to get a score quickly here to have a chance to stay in this.
But no doubt the clock is their greatest nemesis right now. Taking it.
Peyton's
one more time, he's going to hold on to it. A quarterback keeper,
Ball's
but
loose.
only
Ball's
to the back
loose.
line scrimmage. Oh, here comes the flag. Maybe a
It's
late
gonna be
hit.
a fumble
we'll
recovery.
See. That
Langley
was Peyton
lost
Langley taking it around the left side.
Yeah, Langley lost the football. It actually was the spot there. Cardinals recovered the fumble.
All right. So just what they did not need here at the 7:49 mark, down again precariously by the count of 33-12, and needing another score desperately, and right there could not come through and coughed up the football.
It's going to be really tough for LBS to overcome that. 7:49 to play here. Cardinals ball up 3 scores. They got an opportunity to really milk the clock here in the fourth quarter.
Did you hear I didn't use the cough button. They coughed up the football.
They did.
Right. Now taking himself, Rappley, who is adept, A-D-E-P-T, at running and throwing the football. And his, again, caveat to him is to burn up the clock. Burn it up as much as you can and chew up the clock. And at the 7:30 mark right now, they're up by 21. It's looking much better if you're, again, a Cardinal fan.
Yeah, the Cardinals look poised to take the league championship and remain undefeated in league play headed into the playoffs. Gain of 3 there by Rappley. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7. Eagles have forced 5 turnovers tonight, Ronnie. They really need a 6 right here to stay in it.
And they forced so many turnovers tonight, and it hasn't shown, again, to their benefit on the scoreboard.
Amazing.
It's puzzling. It's mind-boggling. Uh-oh, play action. Quick throw. Makes the catch. Number 62 that time. But I don't have him here, so I might have misread the number. But you know what happens in the high school? They'll change the uniform.
Ronnie, we've got a
numbers.
6th turnover.
Oh!
Ethan Cox took that ball away.
How did he do it?
Ethan Cox forced a 6th turnover. Unbelievable.
Amazing. Now all the fans here at, of course, the stadium are extremely ecstatic because right there Ethan Cox just took it away. Somebody call out the LA County Sheriff's Department. There was an act of thievery out there. Ethan Cox got the job done.
Ronnie, that was a peculiar play. Noah Butler, who's usually on the line, catches the ball. Nice play by the Cardinals. Either in the process of securing the catch or coming to the ground, the ball somehow ends up in Ethan Cox's hands for the 4th time tonight. 3 fumble recoveries, 1 interception for Ethan Cox. The Eagles have forced 6 turnovers, yet still trail by 3 touchdowns with 6:49 left in the
As
fourth.
I said, the metaphor, mind-boggling, but they're going to try it again. They have a long way to go with the ball placed right now at their own 15. Stepping back, Peyton, under pressure, and it's a sack.
Nothing he could do there. The defensive line of the Cardinals in there very quickly. It was Noah Butler who was just in on that last play, along with Caleb Schaefer and Weston Roche. The defensive line of the Cardinals has been dominant.
You call him Weston Roche. I was going to say Roche and add some dignity to it. But let me tell you about Weston. He was northbound and down, and he brought him down with the 210 pounds all over the quarterback to make a statement right there for this Cardinal team. And now they are truly way back. What would you say?
It's second and 19.
19.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in a real jackpot. And, a good pickup that
Emilio
time
Patterson.
of maybe 6 yards.
Yeah, Emilio gets it back within striking range on 3rd down.
Proud to bring it to you, Ronnie Wald, along with Eric Lee, in the waning moments of this ball game. Again, Santa Clarita Cardinals 33, Lancaster Baptist Eagles 12.
LBS will have to go to the air again here, and it'll be about whether or not they can protect Langley. They've got some good receivers and playmakers, but Langley's not had much time to throw when he's dropped back to pass tonight. We'll see what he has here.
They need a big completion because they don't want to be stuck down there punting in great field position for the Cardinals. Here's the throw, and it is intercepted. Right side, stutter step, cuts back. He sees an opening. He'll take that opening. It's a score for Santa Clarita.
Ronnie, that was a fantastic play by Wyatt Shields. I talked about the offensive line needing to give him some protection, and he got it there, but the pass was intercepted by Wyatt Shields, and then he makes a great play with his legs to return it for a touchdown. It's probably going to put it out of striking range for the Eagles. It's 39-12 Cardinals with 5:10 left.
It really, if you try to analyze that play, time capsule it, that was desperation throw. And in desperation, desperate things happen, and that pick there was the last thing on earth they wanted. And what a return. Yeah. The way he cut back across field, a big guy, he was lumbering all the way as the PAT is good, and that will make it 40-12, a 28-point disparity.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Santa Clarita knows Lancaster Baptist is going to have to put it in the air. It's 3rd and long. You trail by 3 scores with just over 5 to play. It makes you predictable there, and a great play by Wyatt Shields. Great return, and really nice effort there by the Cardinals. The theme of turnovers continues, Ronnie. We've seen them all night, and that time it was the Eagles turning it over. Their 3rd turnover of the night. 9 combined turnovers in this football game, Ronnie.
No, it hasn't been pretty, but here's one number that you being an executive here at this campus have to live with, and Coach Alvarez going into the playoffs, surrendering 92 points in the last 2 games. And when you look at the points for, points against, there's something not right there because you've dominated so many games. The last 2, Donnie Brooks.
Absolutely. And they knew that these would be tough games, obviously huge league games. And tonight, obviously missing some key pieces, but Santa Clarita's played a really good football game.
They are a talented team and a big team. Here's a kickoff return. One of the rare ones they're able to bring back. You were right. And all the way up almost to the 20-yard line.
That's Michael Averbeck on the return there.
Yes. And just like that, Wyatt Langley will set up shop in a beleaguered way, a deflated way, but not defeated because they're going to go out strong here. Why? They got to get ready for the playoffs.
Absolutely. Eagles making a few subs here. Jeremiah Banuelos entering the game. Eagles staying in the huddle.
4:48 to go. Sorry to step on you there.
You're good, Ronnie.
I made a good friend tonight. Really like Eric Lee and his lovely wife, and hope we can be friends. 4:48 to go. 40-12.
Ball's on the ground.
Uh-oh, you should keep it on the ground.
Eagles recover the fumble, brings up 2nd down and 12 to go.
Ronnie, I got to point this out because I made a note of it earlier. Center, Michael Averbeck, has now moved from center to wide receiver for the Eagles. Number 56, Jeremiah Banuelos, brother of number 55, Isaiah Banuelos, has entered the ball game. So you've got the Banuelos brothers on the offensive line, and Michael moved out to receiver.
Obviously not a sibling rivalry going on in this ball game. They're all working together for their particular teams.
Early flag.
And here's the handoff, and the officials say, no way, the Zebras getting very involved right here with 4:13 remaining. And again, it's painful if you are an Eagle fan. With the talons exposed, the bird of prey right now finds itself down 40-12.
Lancaster will take it. That time they called that pre-snap penalty encroachment on the Cardinals, so some positive yards for the Eagles. Still 2nd and long, 2nd and about 9 to go with 4 minutes left in the clock ticking here in the 4th.
And down by 28. And Eric, can I make a prediction? I think it's going to be a great bus ride home to Canyon Country for this Cardinal team.
I think you're, oh no.
Oh, loose ball. Better grab it.
Lancaster.
Just fall on it. Yeah, you don't need any more damage, and don't pick it up. Just fall on it.
The fumble brings up 3rd down for the Eagles.
So we mentioned
Eagle 3rd down.
We mentioned the change there at center and struggling a little bit here to get on the same page with QB in the center. It's going to be 3rd and long. I'm gonna predict they're not going to put the ball in the air here with what happened on that last play. I'm going to guess they keep it on the ground. Now you do see the center change back. So Averbeck back to center here for the Eagles. Langley back to the huddle with DePaula-Rosa and Patterson as his backs. Yarbrough and Ethan Cox as his tight ends. We'll see if they keep it on the ground here or try to put it back in the air. He's going to have 2 backs in the backfield with him, Patterson and DePaula-Rosa.
And down by 28.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest hurdle of all to circumvent.
He's going to pass.
Stepping back. He didn't have time. He had to rush it, and trying to make the grab there was our good buddy DePaula-Rosa, but he was hit hard too.
Yeah, that looked like it was Schaefer, I think. It was Schaefer in on that play. He's been a menace all night. 6'4", 160, sophomore for the Cardinals. Breaks up the pass there. Nice design by Alvarez. Tried to think middle screen. They're going to send pressure, but he was all over it, and they're going to have to punt away here.
And a relentless pass rush all night long. I mean, I haven't been able to say at all about Wyatt Langley of the Eagles. He's looking downfield. He has time to throw. I haven't used that metaphor.
It was a good punt by Ethan Cox.
Yes, and he'll bring it back. Punt return, and he's got a couple of people he slipped away from until he got to the 30 in good field position. And if there's a couple of guys that were paraphrasing that great San Diego announcer, Jerry Coleman, hang a star on that baby, it would be not only, of course, Rapoli, but, of course, Eli Doom tonight for the Cardinals.
Absolutely. He's been fantastic in a variety of ways.
Good
with his
point.
leg
Variety
and
of
the
ways.
return game on the ground, receiving through the air. He's done a lot for the Cardinals. Him and Rapoli have definitely been the key figures for the Cardinals all night.
He's a true Renaissance man out there, no doubt.
He and
2:39
Rapoli are
to
staying in
go.
the backfield here.
All right, Rapoli's got it.
Doom.
On the shotgun. Hand off to Doom. Doom sweeping around the right side. Will he find an opening? No, instead gets pushed out of bounds. And the gain that time probably was only to the line of scrimmage.
Good play there by Marcos DePaula-Rosa, who's been on tackles all night for the Eagles.
Now we're all going to have to wait with bated breath as Eric goes back to the duality of PA announcing. But we'll all be waiting with bated breath. I was in the CIF office the other day, and I thought Sunday they'd know. But Tom Simmons, the talented commissioner over there, told me, no, Monday. We're going to know where everyone's going.
Yeah, the Eagles will be waiting to hear where they end up. Same for the Cardinals.
Going to hold on to it. Rapoli has a big opening, but he's going to find himself going out of bounds, and they still tackle him out of bounds. Hope he's all right. They grabbed him by the ankle. He looks like he got through that because remember earlier he was limping a bit. Hayden Rapoli being the great, talented athlete that he is, was able to come back from that potential ankle injury. And when they grabbed him right there by the Achilles heel, I thought, oops, maybe not. But he came back from that as well. 2:25 remaining. 40-12 Cardinals.
Cardinals are back in the red zone here.
So the Cardinal, a sedated, lovely bird, not a bird of prey, a bird of love and altruism, against the Eagles, bird of prey, and look what's happening. And yes,
lining up
they
victory
are.
formation here. Looks like they're going to go take a knee.
A very unique formation. More like rugby, not the
He's
game
going to take a
of
knee.
football.
He's going to take a knee. Coach
Okay.
Fry's going to take a knee. Classy move by the Cardinals.
All right.
Eagles won't use their timeouts. Cardinals content to walk away with a 40-12 victory. And a really big win in a league championship, headed home to Santa Clarita tonight.
And a great ride home. So they're just, again, chewing up the clock here. Obligatory. It's fait accompli, everybody. No doubt. 40-12. And look, they're asking their fans, their loyal fan base over here on the left side, to give them some plaudits, some cheers, and it's well-deserved.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to talk about that, but Santa Clarita brought a great crowd to watch their boys tonight. They got to be proud. They're going to be walking home with a league championship. Congratulations to the Cardinals.
Ticking away at 112, 40-12 it is. So everybody, hang close on Monday. Maybe check the CIF website, but I do know they stream that show, not unlike the NC2A, not unlike any time there's pairings. And, of course, follow L28 appropriately enough, because where we're going. And, by the way, there's a big game tomorrow in the Valley with Quartz Hill taking on, an opponent where they're going to be fighting for league title.
Absolutely. Don't want to miss that
Where's
one.
Quartz Hill going to end up?
Great program they've got. That's going to be the last
Highland.
knee.
They've got Highland tomorrow.
Coach Hayden Fry yells to his team, let's go, and understandably so. Congratulations to the Cardinals on a fantastic
And they are
win
excited
tonight.
over here. And, of course, we're Lancaster-based. We want to see Lancaster Baptist do well, but it's only right to give out, a tip of the hat, an L28 tip of the hat, to a resolute Cardinal team that made the long trip up to 14 and ended up with a very substantial and confirming victory, 40-12 tonight over again Lancaster Baptist.
I'm
The
going to
clock
guess.
runs out, and there you have it.
I'm going to guess if you told Coach Austin Fry, Coach, you're going to turn the ball over 6 times tonight. How do you think it's going to go? I don't think he would have said, I think we'll walk away 28-point winners. I don't think that's what he would have said, but they overcame those mistakes. That's kind of the storyline. Their defensive line, we talked about it all night, really was the biggest position group win for the Cardinals tonight.
I know Tiff is getting ready over there on the sidelines. She's going to try to corral head coach of Lancaster Baptist, Coach Alvarez. And, I mean, you know how that is. But he's a class act, and he will handle it appropriately enough, and we'd love to have him on. So Tiffany's working on that. And look at that shot. The
Santa
cheer
Clarita.
team that made the trip up here now mobbing this Cardinal team. They're so excited because they're the Heritage League champions.
Absolutely, and understandably so. And as we mentioned just a moment ago, they brought a great group here, and they're going to celebrate together. And they've earned it. They played well, overcame those mistakes we talked about, and came away with a great victory.
And they earned it. Even you, as principal of Lancaster Baptist, have to give them a tip of the hat in this great confirming victory. They confirmed their right to be champions in the Heritage. Now we'll be interested in knowing also Monday where they're going to end up
Absolutely, and
in
Yeah, I
terms
think-
of the playoff
you know,
road trip.
they faced some extreme adversity. You turn the ball over 4 times on the road in a league championship type of environment. You easily could have folded there. They didn't. They responded in a tremendous way in the second quarter and really never looked back from there. The Eagles got it back within 2 possessions there once in the second half, but Eli Doom and Caden Rappley were the story all night.
No
for Santa
doubt.
Clarita.
Great for pointing that out, Eli and Caden. But also the 2 times win, again, Lancaster Baptist made a statement. They scored the first points in this ballgame. And then with a nice, again, chain of events in the third quarter to get their second opportunity for a touchdown. But neither one of those times was able to translate in the big the momentum switching over to Lancaster and them getting ultimately the lead in this ballgame. In fact, they only led once.
Absolutely, and you got to continue to give Shout out to number 52, Noah Butler, number 19, Caleb Schaefer, number 10, Weston Roosh. I mean, each of those young men played a fantastic game. Really, that was the area of the game that Santa Clarita was most able to exploit. The Eagles could not run in between the tackles, and two big factors there. Of course, without 20, Sammy Flores, that was a huge influence on the game. And then the other factor, just had no ability to move them off the line of scrimmage there. All the success for the Eagles on the ground had to come outside the tackles and in space.
Sure, it's not going to be sour grapes, but without Sammy Flores, who, again, is responsible for so many touchdowns on a team that scored 40 touchdowns coming in this game, and he got 20 of them this year. But again, we're not going to take anything away from
Absolutely
the great Cardinal victory, who now improved to 7-2 and ran the table in the Heritage a perfect 4-0. And as for Lancaster Baptist, they fall to 6-3 overall and 3-2 in league.
Yeah.
And 3-2, the last two games were the two losses.
Absolutely. You'd have to think Santa Clarita for sure be a Division I playoff team. The Eagles may slide into Division II. We'll see when that comes out on Monday. But still a lot to play for both programs. But the Cardinals will enjoy celebrating this one tonight, and they've deserved it. They've earned it.
We want to thank our incredible crew tonight. Annabelle's our producer. Jen, the communications czar of the city of Lancaster. She's up there handling the camera. I mean, gotta love her effort expended. And of course, down the field, we had Joe, we had Ryan, and Tiff, who were waiting on to try to again corral Coach Alvarez for our postgame show.
Absolutely, and she'll be with him soon. And I know him; he'll have a lot of things that he wants to clean up on his side, but he'll certainly have a lot of positives to say about the way Santa Clarita played and what they earned tonight.
I don't believe he'll be loquacious tonight.
I don't think so. Yeah.
You can look that one up, talkative.
Absolutely.
But more sedated. But, of course, Tiffany, she always seems to have the great personable approach, and she understands the moment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm sure everything will change on Monday. Coach Alvarez can then plot strategy for the second season called the playoffs.
Absolutely. And you hate it for the seniors for Lancaster Baptist for this to be possibly their last home game. We'll see how the bracket shakes out. But those young men have had a great career. You hate it for, quarterback Wyatt Langley, senior with a broken leg and not able to play tonight and been out for the second half of the season. But those young men have had great careers for Lancaster Baptist and made great contributions during their tenure here at LBS.
Just waiting on Coach Alvarez and Tiffany, and we can just keep chattering away. If they give us a microphone, we'll take it.
Yeah, and it's been a great night. I think, you look up fall in the dictionary, you've got tonight's current conditions on display, and we're not done. We still got a basketball game on campus tonight, Ronnie, so we'll head over there.
Didn't you have some kind of tournament going on here?
Yeah, so actually college basketball game going on right now.
Oh.
Volleyball tournament last week, yeah. So
hey, L28, you want to head over there and
you can
cover
probably still catch
the
the
last
second
few
half.
minutes?
Yeah, head over to the Walther
Why
Center and
not?
see how it's going. And there's the Gatorade bath.
There they are. No doubt. The tumult and the shouting.
They got it with the Gatorade bath.
Yes. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it'll be even more icy applied in this 50-degree weather. Very proud of what they've been able to achieve. Entering the Heritage League again, and in their first year back, bingo, a league championship.
The fans for Santa Clarita have joined players on the field. A big celebration. I'm going to guess a few In-N-Out cheeseburgers will be enjoyed by this group on the way home, maybe.
I'm just amazed what you've been able to achieve on this campus. And it being, again, more than high school, you've got also the grade school going on here and a college, a veritable oasis in the desert. Let's face it, you look around, it's pretty barren, and what they've been able to achieve here. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Lord's been good to us, and Pastor Chappell's had an amazing vision for our campus for many years, and great things happening here on a daily basis. Excited for the future, and excited for we got Harvest Festival tomorrow. I talked to Tiff about that at halftime. Great opportunity for the whole community to have a fun night on our campus tomorrow.
Great. Well, now that I've discovered you out here, it's really exciting to know that you're here and what you're trying to achieve. As for the ball game, a 40-12 game, and I hate to belabor the point, but when you talk about surrendering 90-plus points last two games, if you're going to go in the playoffs, there's going to have to be some, what you believe, radical restructuring, or get back to the reason why you guys were so successful early on.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned it, and you could even expand that to really the last 6 quarters for the Eagles, because, you know, they were up 7-6 last week at halftime in Canoga Park, really playing good defense. What's maybe interesting to me is, you know, last week it was the passing attack of Faith Baptist in the second half that really opened it up. Tonight for Santa Clarita, I think we expected it to be primarily the passing attack, but it was really the running game between Doom and Rapoli that were the biggest difference makers offensively for the Cardinals.
And even though there were opportunities, embers of hope for Lancaster Baptist and all those turnovers they forced, they couldn't capitalize. And that's really what it comes down to. Yeah, the turnovers are great. Great to have. What did you do with it?
Absolutely. Yeah, and you know, you go back to, you know, we talked about what was the turning point in this game. One of the big moments is when Santa Clarita was able to score a couple times during the second quarter. It was 14-6. Lancaster Baptist really wanted to milk that clock to end the half, starting with the ball in the second half. They weren't able to do so. Ball went back. I think it was the interception returned by Doom. Eli Doom with that interception down the sideline was a huge moment for them, and really never looked back from there. Ronnie, I pointed this out in the last broadcast, but the Eagles have a very unique tradition. At the end of every home football game, Coach Alvarez will lead them here. I'll let everybody watch it on camera and see what they think, but the Eagles end every home football game in this manner. Coach Alvarez and the captains will lead them in this honored tradition at Lancaster Baptist.
Terrific. I hope we got a great shot of it. I'm sure we do. And Eric, that's win or lose, huh?
Win or lose every time, and they'll end here with a word of prayer, and I'm sure Coach Alvarez will join Tiffany here in just a second. But, yeah, that's one of the cool traditions that Coach Alvarez has instilled here over many years. And
25 years in assistant coaching, and as the head coach, puts him at the top of the heap for Antelope Valley high school coaches.
Ronnie, I can't think of only one negative thing to say about Coach Alvarez. That's the fact he's a Texas Longhorns fan.
Uh-oh.
Besides that, I got nothing but positive to say about Coach.
I thought you were going to say something like he left you with the check at Burger King. Hey, Tiffany, it's all yours. Take it away.
Coach, first off, congratulations on such a solid season. In the beginning of the second quarter, you were able to keep up momentum, but towards the end of the second quarter, momentum started to go towards Santa Clarita. Can you share a little bit on that?
Well, they've got a great team. They're coached very well. Austin does a great job with them. They both teams knew it was going to be a battle. A league championship's on the line. You know, you're going to get ebbs and flows with momentum here and there, and they took it and they ran with it for a little bit. We got the ball in the second half and went down and scored, so kind of took some of it back, but. When you're playing a good team, you got to keep pushing back. You can't trade scores back and forth. You just got to keep moving forward, and we weren't able to do that tonight.
Lots to review, lots of film to watch after this. Was there a huge impact with Sammy Flores not being on the field tonight?
Absolutely, and that it's part of the game. He is in concussion protocol, and we're looking out for his safety, and it's just part of the game. You look at the 49ers, right? Their quarterback concussion protocol happens everywhere, and unfortunately it happened to us last week into this week, and so you still got to play the game. Someone's got to step up and take that spot, but we definitely missed him. There's no doubt, and I know that you can't say what if. If we had Sammy, is there a different score? Is there a different outcome? We'll never know, but because we'll never know, it's just time to move forward. Playoffs next week. Let's see where we draw and run with it.
Long post-game huddle with the boys. What words did you share with them to keep their heads up for playoffs next week?
Well, we do. Brackets come out on Sunday. We don't really know where we're going to slot. That's the big question mark. Talking to Austin over there before the game, and we're like, what's next? regardless of what happens tonight, where does everybody slot? And we really can't worry about that too much. We just know that when the bracket comes out, that we've got to be ready to work. And and working means not just showing up to practice. Working means I'm going to refine my craft, and I'm going to get better than I was Friday night, Thursday before that, and so on and so on. So we've got to definitely get better if we want to make a deep run in the playoffs. And so it's hearing them cheer is not exactly what you want to hear on your home field. And I told them, hey, go to bed tonight with that noise in your head, and you won't have much to motivate you come Monday at practice. So it's one of those things where you hate to lose the opportunity for a co-championship for the league, but if we can win a CIF championship, this night won't feel too bad.
Strong words to leave your young men with. Good luck with playoffs next week, and thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
The talented principal here at Lancaster Baptist, just a great job that he's doing here on campus to, again, bring a different type of educational experience to the students, but also his great job on the air helping me out tonight in this disappointing game for him and for all Lancaster Baptist fans. The loss tonight to the Cardinals, 40-12.
Ronnie, it's been a lot of fun, and it's been a pleasure to have you guys on campus and work with you tonight. Hope everybody at home enjoyed the broadcast, and hope to do it again someday.
All right, so for all the incredible L28 crew, this is Ronnie Wald signing off now. All we can say is we'll just keep an eye on the CIF pairing show on Monday coming out of Los Alamitos and find out exactly where your Lancaster Baptist team is headed. But with this loss and 2 straight losses, it looks like you're going to be hitting the road. And we'll keep an eye on that and see where we can go, where L28 can come through with a local playoff broadcast. We're very excited about keeping it going as long as we can. So for Eric Lee and for our incredible staff, I'm Ronnie Wald, again, here in the finale of this season for the Heritage League. It turned out to be a loss for Lancaster Baptist, 40-12 against Santa Clarita. So long for now.